Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Y'all can hear me, right? What's popping up going on out here in these nerdy realms? It is your nerd sensei. Wow, I used to be the nerd sensei. I guess I still am the nerd sensei, but it is your boy King Cuts coming to you live from the Nerds Underground, coming to you live straight from my basement. Look, it's a pleasure to have you here tonight because we got a great episode tonight. We got a lot of things to talk to. We got two guests in the building. We got She Dressed Me. We got Chillmonger. We're talking about Jonathan Majors. We're talking about Recast the Child. We're talking about my MCU reboot theory being talked about from someone else, and now everybody seems to believe it. Look, we got a lot to talk about in here, but as always, I mentioned those guests, but as always, had the best co-host on YouTube in the building with me tonight. That is Justin. What's going on, my brother?
What's up, dog?
Man, nothing much.
How we living?
We living good, man. We living good like my man's Vito is always living here. Look, Vito.
What's up,
Vito and my man's Mr. Griffin. Like they're two OGs.
Mr. Griffin,
two OGs.
Daniel Fisher, bruh.
I gotta say here, Mr. Griffin and Vito, they pretty much had a DM conversation in the comments to start off.
They truly did, man. They revive it. They revive it.
All good. It was just them two in here. You know how it is when there's us. Hey, when there's one or two are gathered, dog. One or two are gathered. That's all you need. What's going on, Daniel Fisher?
What's up, Carl?
Carl in the building. Dan, the man in the building.
What's up, Dan?
Dan in the building. We got some heavy hitters in the building tonight because we got a heavy hitting show. But like, dog, tomorrow's Halloween. Are you a Halloween person, bro?
Dude, not really, man.
Not really.
Like I used to be, man. But when to me, Halloween is the one holiday that you kind of grow out of. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I grew back into it.
Well, when you have kids, I guess you kind of get sparked back into it. But like,
you know, I'm not dressing up. Like some of these parents out here, they be dressing up and they're being like these extra scary like people. Like one thing that really pisses me off is seeing a parent come to like a kid's event in like a clown costume or something that's
wild.
Like that's like, but they do it. And like
that's a lot of pocket.
Yeah, bro. It even ticks me off, man. Even seeing like these, like the little kids, like the 9-year-olds, like they be in like these little horrifying suits. And I'm not gonna be like, point at him. But it's a beautiful thing, man. Like Halloween's beautiful. My son, he's Marshall this year. My daughter's a witch. Look, I kind of got the upper hand here because during the whole costume thing, right? Like I was trying to get my wife to get like an actual costume for my son, and she was like, "Nah, he don't need an actual costume. He just needs something to represent what he want to be." But he got a Marshall costume, and you know what? He been getting compliments out the ass on that thing. So I won, dog. I won. He been at the Jones. He been seeing Spider-Man, and he been like Spidey. And you know what she said? It was just about as good as a victory. She said he should have been Spider-Man for Halloween. I said it all along. Look. I said this, bro. I said I should be Peter. He should be Miles. My wife should be the Issa Rae Spider-Woman, and my daughter should have been Ghost Spider because she really loves Ghost Spider, bro.
You said the Issa Rae Spider.
She should have been the Issa Rae Spider. Yeah. So it could have been having it, but look, man, like all these costumes, they can sometimes leave you in awe, leave you in shock. Just like what happened with Loki episode 4. What happened last week, bro? Like, are you still in shock? Is your jaw still? Is your mouth still agape? Is your jaw still on the floor after that episode?
I can't lie, man. I'm not gonna say it's the first time in a while, but it was one of those episodes where you're like, damn, I need next episode. Like, why do we gotta wait a week type stuff, you know?
We need it.
I need it. It was that damn good.
It was that damn good. It really was that damn good. And like, bro, I've been working on this video, and like I told you yesterday, man, like I effed up. Rookie mistake. And I recorded my audio through my headphones. Rookie mistake. Like, and it set me back. It set me back. I had to redo it. And then I recorded. I was about to record this morning, and then you know what Kevin Feige graced us with?
What did he do?
That new Loki trailer, bro.
Oh yeah, that trailer was fire. That trailer was fire.
Put it in the chat. Have y'all got to see the Loki trailer? I'm about to run through it real quick. But first, I need to do this one thing that Justin is always telling me to do. That is reminding y'all, did y'all smash that like or nah? Did y'all smash that like or nah?
Look, bro, I literally texted you to do this. Come on, man.
And look, I'm gonna throw him off this time. I'm gonna put it backwards. You know, I'm gonna put it in here backwards a little bit, just to throw him off a little bit. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah. And I wonder how many people gonna hear like, nah, like that's how I really know y'all lying out here. But look, let's talk about this. Let's roll this shit here, can we?
This shit was so good. Hopefully we don't get copyright. You know,
let's assume I don't know much, but I'm a fast learner and I'm a god. Well, let's start at
God,
the beginning. Here we go.
Hey, I just want to say that vinyl record, bro. Hey, that vinyl record, dog.
All of existence is in grave danger. The TVA is gone.
I think you mean ATV, and no, we got in 2 of them last week.
I'm checking the screen. We still good.
Everyone to help us fix it.
Oh, it's a party.
Loki, if you're too late, you will be lost to time forever. And Mobius will lose
get to
all
that
of his
beat.
skin.
Here we go. Listen to me carefully. Hit the green button. It can be a little sticky.
Pause.
okay, buddy.
Don't overthink it.
I love it, bro.
So it's
I
now
love it too, man.
I love it, dog. Like,
or never.
There's something you have to see.
It's lit, man.
Okay.
all
We're
right.
getting desperate.
All right.
I lost it. One time
Alright.
they held the whole
Look.
meal.
I'm not caring about. Look, can we just talk about the trailer real quick? Because we got you.
Yeah.
She in the green room waiting patiently for us. And I'm about to.
And she already chatted up stuff that I
already-
disagree with.
You're already chatting up stuff, but look, let me tell you, bro. Like the wildest thing that might be about this trailer is that all of this stuff that we think we've seen throughout the entire series, we might not have seen the shots that they put in here. Here's what I mean by that. All of these shots, like the shots that we think we've seen so far, I want to go back to here. Like we know shots like this, right? Like we know we haven't seen this shot. We know we haven't seen him time slipping to go see we know we haven't seen him time slipping to go here, right?
Yes.
But shots like these that looks like they came from episode 2. Shots like these that look like they came from episode 4, which I can probably feel like that's not. I don't remember that from episode 4. I haven't gone back to watch it from episode 4, but I think this is the first hint that we're seeing things
first
play
of
out a
all-
little bit differently here, right?
First of all, Jonathan Majors has something different on what he had last time.
Different. It's different. It's different. And we'll get into this, bro, because it's, to me, it's clearly saying that, one, shout out to Justin for not letting me throw out the loop theory. Shout out to Justin, because I was, look, at the last episode, I was damn sure about to throw out that loop theory, bro. That loop theory was about to get thrown right out the window after seeing everything explode. Justin, props to you. Clap it up. Hey,
Yes,
everybody
sir.
give it a clap for Justin. Clap it up for Justin.
Because your boy said it.
Your boy said, like, we're going back, and I'm glad you said it. But one thing my boy Justin didn't answer is how that was going to happen.
I did say that. I
How did
said
it
it's
happen?
all initiated from when he prunes himself.
But we're different there, because to me, I think this all goes down. Loki time slipping, everything going back on the loop goes down because of one person in particular. And let me pull her up right now before I get back to the shot. I should have had her ready because I was teeing it up, and now I've like missed my drive. But this one person right here, Sylvie being the one to make Loki time slip once again. Think about it. How much they've been prepping up this He Who Remains temp pad, right? Like He Who Remains custom temp pad. What is the one thing that made Loki time slip in the first place?
Her kicking him through.
Yeah, figure it out with me. She kicked him through where?
The time door, which here's the thing,
To the
I know
past
because I've seen you say this like 1,000 times in chats, so I
Uh-huh.
know where your thought process is. The reason why I still think it's just because of him pruning himself is because you don't make that big of a moment of that if it's not going to mean something. That's my thought.
But it's, bro, if it meant something, then that meant everything got wiped out of the MCU. Like everything to me, if the loop starts on its own, and we got like 2 minutes on this before I get CJ's me. If the loop restarts on its own, what's the whole purpose of it all? Like if all they have to do is let the TVA explode, and it's not the ending of everything, then what's the whole point here? What's the whole point here? So to me, it's about one, they've been teasing this Tempad, he who remains is Tempad, bro. They've been teasing it harder than they ever had before in that episode, in that final episode.
They did talk about it directly, yeah. So
directly, and they put in a new shot from that season finale from season 1 in the recap. Do you remember that? In one of the recaps of the episode, they
did.
took the time to show us a shot that we've never seen before of that. You know, the one time that thing wasn't included in anything was last episode. Come on. There's one way that Loki can time slip once again. I like you see the thing, he pruned himself, so to me that makes him time slipping proof. So if that were to be the case, and I don't mean to deconstruct your theory here, Justin. I don't mean to tell you.
Either way, we're gonna see Thursday who's right.
I don't mean to reverse engineer your theory. Like that's not what I meant for. But what I am here to say is that, dude, Sylvie might have been quick on her feet. You know, Loki, when she saw Loki prune himself, she was like, what was that about? Loki was like, we have to talk about that later. Sylvie be that smart. Like, I think it's something that Sylvie can understand. I caused him to have to do that. Like, there's ways that they can make this work as to where it can actually make Sylvie's that smart to me. She is that smart to me.
Yeah, she is.
I think that's something that she can come on to say, wait a minute, let me kick him back in time. And it's possible that she does in such a hurry that she kicks him all the way back in time to before the TVA started. And that's how we see him time slipping to Mobius and see him time slipping, presumably time slipping. We see shots of him time slipping to, we see shots of B15 and of other dude, I'm blinking on his name, of Casey out in the real world. We see those shots.
Yeah.
They never really show time slipping there. So anyway, all that to say, this was a lot. I'm excited. More excited for episode 5.
I'm definitely excited.
I'm more excited for episode 5. Let me know in the chat. Put a fist in the chat. Let me know let me put a number in the chat if you want to, of where you are expectation-wise, excited-wise for episode 5. Look, there's a little bit. Hey, all right, I swear. Last thing. There's been a little bit of rumor about episode 5 being filler. To me, like, at this point, there's no way that it's filler if we think that's what's going to happen.
Bro.
But look, all that aside, we can't talk about Loki without talking about one person here, Jonathan Majors. Remember the last stream that we had, the watch party? We were about to be hyped for this episode 4, but then the Jonathan Majors news dropped that they would not be going after charges of, they would not be persecuting these charges that the victim was allegedly charged with, right? Was originally charged with, and then on top of that. That day, the headlines were trying to make it look like Jonathan Majors got a W when it was talking about the accuser being charged. You know what I mean? So, like, in one mind, if you're looking at it through these one lens, that's a W. If you're looking at it through the other lens, you know, wait a minute, are we really doing what are we really looking at what we should be looking at here? And when it comes to that, I say all that to say there is one person that I've seen on YouTube who's looking at it the way they should be looking at it. Look, man, you see this here. I was a journalist. I was Emmy Award-winning journalist.
Yes, sir.
On my whole non-biased coverage.
Speak on it.
But I'm not a journalist in here, and I love to speak my biasness whenever I can, because I used to have to spend my whole life not being biased. So with that being said, there's one person who is like, I think has given like a clear, fair shot of every, like you know, hasn't been doing that thing where you don't jump to the conclusions, right? Been doing that thing where you let things play out the way you normally should. And I've been way too long with this intro, but it's one person in here that you dread, they dread, she dreads, they all dread, she dreads. She dreads me is in the building. Miss Tina, what is going on?
What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Glad to be here.
It's a pleasure having you in the
building.
It's a pleasure.
What's up?
Before we dive into it, what you got going on? How you doing? What you want to plug? What's popping?
I don't have nothing to plug. You know, if y'all want to follow me on YouTube, I do the same things that y'all are doing. I talk about Marvel and things of all that nature. You can find me on She Dreads Me, TikTok, YouTube. Those are my main little places. But yeah, it's my birthday week. I'm going out of
Ooh, happy
town.
early birthday.
Exactly.
Hey,
But I'm glad y'all invited me on. I like talking about Jonathan Majors. This is my boy. I want him to come out clean, but it's a little muddy.
Look, that's the thing. I think everybody here, look, there's a common denominator between the three of us here. And I think everybody that fits in that common denominator, at least about 90% of us, want Jonathan Majors to be innocent. Want this to go his certain type of way.
Right.
But I have been looking at this from a perspective of just a fan. Like I said, I don't necessarily want to waste, like, I don't want to say waste my time, but I don't necessarily want to take the time to delve into what they may be doing wrong. But just to really kind of put a lens on this, you did a great video of kind of explaining like the side of what the actual legal side of what really matters, because what we think doesn't really matter.
Exactly.
Right? It's the legal side. It's what actually goes down. Two big things that stood out to me. One was that the charges weren't being persecuted, and two, that they were that the prosecution was actually accusing Jonathan Major's side of leaking information.
Mm-hmm.
Start from wherever you want to start in this process.
Okay.
I give you that freedom. Where, how, like just with Jonathan Major's team, just like where have they been effing up? Like where does this like downhill thing go for them?
So I just want to set the right expectation. I'm not a lawyer. I don't have a legal background. I just watch a lot of cases. I'm like invested in law, and I hate to say this, but this is very reminiscent of Tory versus Meg, where you have one side trying to control the narrative, and we're not paying attention to the legal facts of the case. And I just want to preface this one more time. I am team Jonathan Majors. I want him to win. But some things is just not clear. So can
I stop you right there? Like you said something huge, the Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion thing, because with this, I was on the roller coaster with this jump. Look, I believe Tory Lanez was going down for the underground slammer shit, but then they dropped all of these, Tory Lanez started dropping his stuff and doing all this stuff out there. I wasn't necessarily as swayed as I am with what swayed me with Jonathan Majors.
Right.
But you see this same correlation. You see this same correlation here. You see the same You see the same correlation, but do you you see the same correlation between those two cases?
I see a very similar correlation in the fact that, y'all, this case legally, I hope is televised. It's probably not even going to be a long trial because they're misdemeanors, but this case is so juicy, and it's going to boil down to, I've been telling people for the longest, it's going to boil down to two big things: her testimony and the driver. That's your key. For the longest with Tory Lanez, when everybody was talking, I said, if Meg gets on that case, gets on that stand, and she points and she cries, it's done.
Yeah.
If this woman gets on that stand and she points and she cries, it's done.
That's all. But what about look? I'm gonna throw this out there. That video.
But my man stopped the fight though. Come on now.
Well, not even the stop the fight video. So some of this evidence. Let's talk about it. This evidence has been out there. The only thing that's been put in doubt, I have gone through this roller coaster of being like, oh shit, like Jonathan Majors is going down because of the time and there. Look, the every side of me has been like at the beginning, classic black dude, white female, she lying type of ish. But I was like, damn, did he really do it? Then when like this stuff came out there with the evidence, the video evidence, the text messages, the cops didn't do things the right way type of thing came out. Yeah, they played me. I don't want to say they played me, but they got me, because then I'm really starting to question this woman's legitimacy. Plus, she goes all the way over across the ocean.
I was too, man.
I'm not brought back down to earth until this last week. Case did not get dismissed. Prosecution saying they misleading people. They're not pursuing these charges. This isn't where, in your mind, because you're doing a good job of kind of keeping this lens out of just the fan wise, out of just wanting him to be innocent. In your mind, do you think this has been the turning point that it should have been like in the eye of public perception? Like public perception wise, where do you think this has been? Like, has it been in Jonathan Major's favor? And when this new news came out, like, do you think it's kind of shifted back public perception wise into Grace's favor?
It's been a ping pong match from the start, and that's honestly on his lawyer. I've said for the longest, I think he has some of the worst legal counsel I've ever seen. I think he has some of the worst PR that I've ever seen. You know what's key about his legal counsel and PR? Their husband and wife.
I remember that. I
So
forgot all
y'all
about
are
that.
sitting home talking and making these crazy decisions together. So let me tell you the big news. Let's start with the big news on why they're not pursuing her. Okay. This is why they're not pursuing her. Usually, when you're dealing with domestic violence, me and you go together, right? I call the police and I say, he hit me. The police gets there and they take you to jail. They got you in cuffs and you say, well, I only hit her because she poked my eye out. So the police are looking and saying, okay, I see bruises on you. I do see your eyes poked out. Taking both y'all to jail at the same time. Usually when there's a cross complaint, usually when you have someone pressing charges against each other, it happens quickly. It happens within a day, a week. 3 months down the line, looks to the prosecution like y'all are using this as a tool. You're not using it because you really feel like you were assaulted, which he was assaulted. He was definitely assaulted. But his lawyer made the mistake of not making him press charges on day 2. Why are you waiting 3 months down the line? Because now weird. It looks like you're using it as a tool. It was just, and when I saw that in June when it happened, I'm like, why did you wait to do this?
So let me ask you about this then. When it comes down, and I know this might be jumping all over the place, but when you talk about like them using this as a tool now, when it comes down to the stuff, and I'm still a little bit muddy on this, but when it comes down to the stuff about what happened when the police actually got to Jonathan Major's spot, like got to his crib, when it comes down to what happened there, does that raise suspicion or doubt that maybe the police handled this the wrong way? Like, is it like, because to me, I feel like that's what they were sniffing at, both that the DA, to me, like the way I take it, they were trying to get people to believe that the persecution was going after Jonathan Majors and that the police department didn't handle this right. And I was saying from the whole time, like, if he ends up being innocent, if this doesn't happen and the police department did F this up, this probably be the biggest lawsuit against the police department, against NYPD, because all this money that he's been lost.
So I think the biggest thing the police did not do correctly was investigate his claims that, hey, look, she scratched me.
Yeah.
But that's on him though. That you can't tell the police there, hey, she scratched me, and they brush you off. Then you need to go down to the police station and say, look, I got home, she was hurt, but look what she did. But see, that's also, this is why his lawyer didn't tell him to do that, because going down to do that also admits that there was an altercation.
And that's like the whole money of it. Yep. And you know, like you said, it's been a whole last ditch effort type thing to try to keep them from going to trial. It's been that thing, like we've seen it come out from that little rinky dink video, which I don't personally think was staged. I just think Jonathan Majors was just making the wrong decision and stepping up in there, because that thing was too whack to be staged. If it was staged, it would have been a lot better. That thing was too, hey, bruh, homegirl is recording. Do I need to remind you, homegirl was recording with a computer screen, bro? She had a whole laptop and computer. Ain't nobody staging that deep. Ain't nobody staging that deep to have a whole computer screen out there.
But still, man, why even let it come out, man? You gotta pay somebody to get that shit deleted, bro. I'm sorry.
You know what else is what else I want to point out about this case? This is the one bright light in this whole case. Is the prosecution is saying that he broke her finger in that back seat. The one good thing about that accusation of him possibly breaking her finger is we do have evidence he didn't do that. Like, I play basketball. If you jam your finger, you're not doing that. So, but see, this
out the court. You doing that there?
You done. I don't believe he broke her finger. But this is how the legal system works. They're gonna charge him high on that, and they might be okay and be like, you know what, we might not get that one, but we might get these other two. We might get the harassment charges. We might get the he got like a harassment charge. So how does Disney handle that? Like, what if he gets off on one of the charges? I mean, he gets off on 2 of the charges, but they get him on harassment.
Well, look, in my mind, like, the harassment is, as long as it's don't got sexual in front of it, I think like they are going to be able to fly over
The harassment.
The harassment thing. Now, if there comes out that he's guilty for putting his hands on this woman, doing unprovoked, that's something they can't have, especially when you got a villain that's going to be coming up here hitting on women in the MCU in the first place. Like he gonna be out here. Look, he gonna it's too many female superheroes for him not to be out here fighting women. And if you don't, that's even more of a problem because they need to be able to. When you're a superhero, I don't know, I don't want to sound like this, but when you're a superhero, hands are equal. Like
yeah.
It is,
hands are equal. Like that it is what it is. So
let me give you one more thing to think about.
Okay, one more thing.
Let me give you one more thing.
She's giving the tea, y'all. Like she's giving us the juice, and that's why I love bringing you on here because this is perspective of all my friends, all my good buddies, even Chimars comes up here later. We're focusing on proving why he's innocent because that's what we really want. But go proceed. Give us more of this tea.
I want to say 1000%. I believe that she jumped on him and he was running away and she was beating him up. I 1000% believe that she jumped on him. 1000%. This is where it gets tricky though. When they're in the backseat of that car and she snatches your phone, let's be honest. Y'all are men.
I'm going to get that damn phone. What you talking about?
How did you get that phone back from her? And that's where the prosecution is keying in at. They're keying in on how did you get that phone back? And let's be honest, she's a white woman. It doesn't take much to pinch him, and there's bruises. So if he did grab her,
they're gonna look bad. Them bruises gonna look bad.
And even then, I mean, optics wise, bro, Jonathan Major ain't no small human being, bro. Like that man's jacked as fuck too. So
how that's where he's gonna get stuck at. We gotta find out how you got the phone back because, and this is another thing. If y'all follow the Tory versus Kelsey case too, she can get on that stand and flip everything around. She might get up there and say, "Look, I only did this because they pressured me to do it. I don't really want to testify against him. I was the aggressor. I attacked him. Bye 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 bye. Hey, everything wins." But if she gets up there crying, which is why another mistake I'm going to talk about in my video, he should have never popped out with Megan Good. That was the worst thing that ever happens. Because now you have a woman scorned.
That's proof that it was all about. It's proof that it was all about publicity.
You have a woman scorned sitting on that stand that's going to say, he was cheating on me. I grabbed the phone. I was just trying to look. And then he grabbed me. And then he squeezed my arm. And he got the phone and he ran.
Now, look, can I ask you this? I covered a few cases back in my day, a good few murder cases. I ain't never really looked. My cases weren't
Emmy Award winner.
My cases weren't motherfucking like misdemeanor trials. Like it was like we're looking at evidence of text message, evidence of like what you did with the body, how you was gonna take him out. I seen pictures of a body chopped up by a sword. Like it's been some real shit you see in court.
Right.
Jesus.
With one thing that stands out about court though is without reasonable doubt that he is guilty. With everything that you're saying here, I have no doubt that something did happen that night. I think we all know that something did happen that night. But the question is he guilty of a crime without reasonable doubt? And to me, even just listening to everything you just said,
it's not proof.
I have hopes. I mean, unless
we
they
don't
come
know
out with
what proof they have.
Yeah, we don't know what proof they have. Exactly. Unless they come out with a video, just based on everything that we've heard so far. You know, the video that we've seen so far of A, that club video, and B, Jonathan Majors walking away from her when she's trying to get him to come back, and Buddy was like, "Where you going, partner? I'll beat you up."
I mean, like that's the other thing too. Like we talk about that harassment part. I mean, he can literally slap her back with one too.
So like,
that's harassment in itself.
That is so. Like, what? Looking at this, do you feel? And I know you're not a lawyer. I'm not going to like put you out there. But do you feel like there's enough for like somebody to sit here based on the evidence we have right now, barring that they don't have video of him absolutely just doing something horrific to her? Do you think like what's out there right now is enough for people to be like, at least for that home run charge of assault, at least for that home run charge? Do you think that's enough?
So.
You think it's enough for people to be like?
Because the difference when you're dealing with murder charges is, come on, you know where we from. No face, no case. You have a face. You have someone who is going to get up there and tell this story. Now they can cross-examine her
I was
and,
gonna say, because
and rip her apart.
the cross-examining is going to be crazy. Like the cross-examining on Grace, I don't think the cross-examining on John is going to be too bad.
Yeah, because
Like,
he
'cause he's
doesn't have
not
to
gonna
take
be
the stand.
no, and
He
he's
don't
going to
have
be
to
able to
take the
handle,
stand.
and he's going to be able, and even if he did, I feel like he would be someone who could be able to handle what they throw at him, because they're not going to come at him like Jonathan Majors' team, who all the evidence that they put out there of how they get down makes me feel like they're going to make this woman try to look as bad as possible.
Of course.
I discredit the hell out of her. They probably going to make her cry before she starts to cry about Jonathan Majors. That don't work in their favor either. Like, just from a jury standpoint of, look, you got to have one black person on that jury.
You got to.
That's like that's not going to fall for,
and
though.
Preferably a black man.
Yeah.
You better pray it's a black man. Because you know what we sitting back and saying.
You shouldn't have fucked with him. It's your fault in the first place. Look, I know what y'all sitting back and saying, because I've been sitting back and saying it. But look, I'm gonna be real. It's fun to get in here. Now, let me ask you, my whole thing, the trial, if he's found, what I just mentioned about like the whole assault thing.
I think he has a good chance of getting off of that, because I don't think he broke her finger.
I just want to get at it and say, conservative whites too, Chillmonger in the building. Conservative whites too, they would be on his side as well.
Chill is
crazy. It
crazy.
depends, because they're not in the South either. So if you're conservative in New York, then hey. But what was I getting at? What I was getting at here, like, my thought is, I never thought this, unless he was found guilty, my thought was this shouldn't cost him his job. But the trial stuff that's going on, thank God it's after Loki. Like, thank God it's on the 29th and it's after the premiere. Like, thank God they did whatever they could to have that happen. But I personally stand on the fact that, like, yo, it's just not really a good look to just have him go through this trial, period, if you're Marvel.
Right.
I just want to ask you where you're at, like, because for me,
just ask the question, brother.
I feel like the universe is trying to tell me that Dr. Doom needs to replace the whole Kang.
Do we leave Kang, man?
Everybody's been saying that.
Leave
like,
him.
Everybody. Do you think?
I think you should leave him. Well, I'm not saying leave Jonathan Majors. I'm saying leave Kang. If Jonathan Majors I think if he's guilty on one of the charges, he's out of here.
Okay.
I think even if they get him on harassment, he's out of here. But you leave him, you go find somebody else.
But I'm saying either way. Either way, accused, non-accused, guilty, not guilty. Is it time that we just, move on to Doom?
Look, we're talking about this, Tina. We're talking about this right now. When we got 2 episodes left of Loki, we had the best Disney Plus episode of all time just go down last week.
And let's be real, Kang ain't hitting that way. Kang ain't hitting that way.
Y'all want Kang? You want Kang?
Hold on. No,
I want Doom.
That's him.
I want Doom.
Not yet.
That's Justin. All right.
Not yet. Not yet.
Look. I can say I would have preferred if they'd done Doom from the jump. Yeah. But Jonathan Majors got that work. And like, here's the thing. Kevin Feige has the time to eat before we get to Kang Dynasty. Let my man's Kevin Feige eat and work this thing out until we get to Kang Dynasty. That's why I wouldn't be willing. That's why I wouldn't be willing to dump him off.
But we're getting into the same thing of how much shitters do we got to eat?
No, we're not going to eat the shitters. He's fixing the shitters, bro. He's fixing this. Look, we're getting into a different conversation. We're getting into a completely different conversation.
Let me reel it back in.
But what I'm getting at here, though, is that, like, to me, man, this having to sit through a trial, having the air sucked out of all the projects.
Trial isn't going to be long. This is going to be done in a week.
You think it's going to be done in a week?
Yes, this is.
So you think the new cycle is going to be done in a week? How long do you think the new cycle?
It depends on it depends on the outcome of the trial. But the trial, they're gonna do jury selection on the 29th. It's probably gonna be 6 people. This is gonna be about 3 or 4 days. Now, this ain't gonna be long.
Now let me ask you this, because I got I'm happy here for like 5 more minutes because I'm kind of running over other time here. Justin laughing at me because I be trying to be on time and I'll never be on time.
Dude, let me on KPT, man.
Jill says if he wins, the media won't cover it. We will make sure it's covered, Jill. That's our job. We will make sure it's covered.
If he wins, the media will definitely cover it.
We will cover it.
Because one thing, this is a revolutionary move. Like, yo, you got Amber Heard, the whole thing going on with Johnny Depp, and then you got another, like, it's kind of like I've said it before, not to get like kind of off tangent, but some of the things that have been said on ESPN, some of the things that have been going on, like just way people been acting. It's like they forgot the Me Too movement just went down like a whole 2 years ago, because it's like we're kind of taking steps back to where people kind of wilding out here.
Right.
But I've just been kind of on this wave that like it just felt like it was too much circling around it, and maybe that's just in my head of it circling around it. Let me ask you, just public perception wise, I haven't seen a lot of the Down with Jonathan Major stuff, but I'm not looking for it. I'm not out there like I'm not a social media like when it comes to that. Is that something you've seen? Like, are you seeing a lot of get Jonathan Majors out of here because of this case, because of what's going down?
I've seen a little bit. Like I've seen people say like, it's hard to enjoy Loki when you have an abuser there. This is what it boils down to. I've been in corporate America for years. You just don't want to deal with it. That's just it. You want life as easy as possible. So that's why I'm saying if it's one charge, that they don't want him. He's gone. We don't want to have to answer the questions on why you're in anger management and why we got to rehabilitate your image. And I hate this. I hate that this has happened to him. So I'm praying that he gets out of it clean as a whistle.
Exactly.
But Justin, I don't think they should go with Doom. They're invested in Kang. You get Aldous Hodge, you get Yahya Mateen, you try to get John Boyega, you get somebody in.
Look, we talking recast. Lakeith Stanfield, the only one for me, bro.
Like, I told you Lakeith. Did
you say
months
Lakeith
ago? Yes.
Yeah, Lakeith Stanfield is the only one for me. Like John Boyega is dope. Like I don't want to say John Boyega would be my strong second favorite, but Lakeith Stanfield, I don't care how skinny the dude is. Like he's got the chops. He can do it. But I mean, like, even then, that cloud, like what everything you just mentioned about Jonathan Majors and like the cloud that comes around him and everything that sticks around, that to me is going to stick with the character more. I mean, that to me is going to stick with the character. Like the first appearance after the first new appearance of the recast, it's going to be comparison. Like that conversation is going to come up. Like that comparison is going to come up. Like the very first appearance. So it's I'm just.
But look,
if you're going to do anything,
they're already
from the character.
They finna start back filming Deadpool in January. They are invested into this TVA.
But there's ways you can.
But the thing is, you can easily write. They could have
easily wrote him out in episode 4.
Because unfortunately, I'm at the point where it's like, okay, we're bringing a little bit. Like too much smoke, and then plus this dude has lost twice. All right, he's lost twice. I
3 times.
Like 3 times. 3 times. He got disintegrated.
But that Kang loses, and like
I get it. But when you were trying to sell me a badass, don't give me somebody that's getting beat. Look, Jonathan Majors has thrown in some amazing fucking performances, but I like seeing a winner.
Yeah,
make me fear him.
I think
feared Thanos.
They had a good plan with him. They were gonna take their time to build him up and get you really invested. He was supposed to show up everywhere. Thunderbolts, Deadpool. He was gonna be everywhere. And this has put a stop to all of that. So I think they're just at a point where this has been the path. Like, yeah, we're gonna show some good Kangs, we're gonna show some losing Kangs, but by the time we get to Kang Dynasty, you really about to see him go off. He finna show y'all what y'all been waiting for. It's just, what do we do now? So
yeah, I got my whole thoughts on Kang Dynasty, because I think in Kang Dynasty, like, we will see the group of Kangs win per se, but I don't necessarily think we'll go all the way down. But look, is there anything, any parting shots, anything you want to do out there before we let you go? Because look, it's been a good time chatting.
No, I don't have anything else. Like I said, y'all invite me back anytime. I'm down to talk. We're gonna cross our fingers. I want this guy to win. I hope he did not touch that woman. But it's looking a little. Look, hold on.
Yeah, hold on. Let's be real. He touched her, but was it a crime? Like, he touched her, but was it a crime? Like, yo, for real. Like, I'm gonna be real. My wife takes my phone right now, and like, I wouldn't, like, she got my phone passed.
Watch out now. You might be sleeping on the couch.
I don't give a damn if she got my phone. That's one thing. But if she did, and I wanted to try and get it back, like, I can't do it. I'm just getting it back. It's not assault. I'm just getting it back.
No, it's the difference from snatching it back than.
Well, no, if like I gotta like kind of
I
wrestle
mean,
to
that's
the like, if I
property,
kind of
though.
gotta wrestle, if I kind of gotta wrestle to get my property back, that's what the jury is gonna have to decide.
You're
Like
right.
Yeah.
if it really comes down to like, was this just a little tussle over the phone, or was this assault? So
But
look,
see, that's the key. That's the key. It was just a little tussle, and that's why it's third degree assault and
mhm,
not first degree or second degree.
mhm.
That's how you
Look,
get them on
I
third degree
have
with the little
seen.
tussles.
I have seen juries. Look, I covered a case down here. It was one of those murder cases, and one of the guys, he was charged with murder. He was charged with murder for shooting another shooter in a public setting. And he was charged with murder, and the DA was doing everything. I mean, the prosecutor was doing everything to attach him to the rest of the shootings that was going on just because he went to high school with them.
Mm-hmm.
The jury, the grand jury for the indictment, they sit there and listened to, and they decided not to charge homie because just it didn't really match what they
Right.
felt was a crime. So I'm
Mhm.
hoping that this really won't match what they feel is a crime. Like I
Right.
know it's gonna be the statute is there, like you have your definitions, and by definition,
Mm-hmm.
it may be a crime. I'm just hoping they look at it and say this ain't no crime. But look, Tina, it was great having you here. First time on the show, first of many. Appreciate
Thanks.
you. Go over
Appreciate
there
it,
and holler at
guys.
her as she drags me on YouTube,
YouTube, TikTok,
all
X,
that,
Twitter.
all that.
Chillmonger, y'all don't let Chillmonger get on here talking trash to me. Don't let
Hey,
Chill.
I look.
I know how he
If
is.
he does, he does. If he does, he does. And look, we got
Hey,
Chillmonger.
we'll check him a little bit,
Look,
check him a little bit.
I see. Look, we'll holler at you there. And again,
Bye,
thanks
y'all.
for coming on. Oh damn, I cut off when she was saying bye, y'all. But look, it was great having her in here. And dude, like we said, man, at the end of the day, this all leads to a reboot. At the end of the day, like everything that's going on with Kang, all this stuff that we're talking about, everything going on with Secret Wars, Kang Dynasty, at the end of the day, this all comes down to a effing reboot. And Justin,
It should.
One thing that I've always been talking about with the reboot is how that shit's gonna go down, right? You've heard me spout this shit out before, right?
Yeah. Just once or twice.
Let me just ask you, when we do this shit, when we talk about this, how has the conversation been received as far as just my theory about Wanda taking the places of Molecule Man and Doctor Strange going out there? Well, I don't think Wanda taking the place of Doom and Doctor Strange taking the place of Molecule Man, all this stuff, and Beyonder being there. How do you think that's been received? Like in the past, has it been like?
Especially because we hear about them not even knowing what to do with Wanda. It's kind of like,
but exactly, that's my point. That leads.
I mean, that would make sense, yeah. But like, just give us Doom, bro.
But look. That's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm
Rights.
talking about. That's not.
They
what I'm
have
talking
rights
about.
now. They
What
don't have an excuse.
What I'm talking about is all of a sudden this one dude named Kind of Culty. I put a video up 2 months ago outlining why it would be those three: Kang the Conqueror, Doctor Doom, Kang the Conqueror, Doctor Strange, and Wanda at the end of Secret Wars to reboot the MCU.
It can be. Yes. What happened to White Vision? I need
White Vision is out there. He's doing
that. Is part of the problems with these Marvel shows, bro. I digress.
We're gonna go down that rabbit hole.
Not gonna go down that rabbit hole.
But look, my whole point.
Khabib almost did it.
My whole point, my whole thing is here now. Motherfuckers seem to believe me now. Look, we said you was in the show. You was in the stream. You was in the stream this morning. The Nerd Industry, the Josh stream.
Yeah, man, you were preaching to Josh, and he was like, "Shut up, Kendall."
Like he's like, "Nah, bro, you won't write." Like, "Nah, bro, you won't call it." Bro, I've been calling this shit for like 3-4 months now. With Wanda not having any idea of with them not having any idea what's going on with Wanda, with them not knowing where Wanda's going to head into, that's like the perfect setup to have her pop up at the end of, say, a Secret Wars Part 1 to end up being the one to help create Battle World and then eventually be the one to reboot the MCU. All I'm saying is, bro, I just want to take this 5 minutes to say motherfuckers need to listen to me, bro. I be knowing my shit. And Chillmonger said,
well, maybe if you maybe if you had freaking post your videos on time, people would do it.
Hey, I posted that 2 months ago though. But
I don't care.
I need to
be
post
consistent.
I need to post it more often. I know. And sometimes, hey, I've been
done getting on you. I'm done getting on you.
You're done getting on me. But look, it's talking about talking about reboot, talking about things that's going to happen. A big piece of news about the reboot is that one character that's been just, I don't fuck with what they did, but I just accepted it. One character that was just killed in the MCU by mystery illness or whatever the fuck it was, it's going to be coming back after the reboot. I had to bring in the one man who I love to talk about this shit with, because I'm kind of curious to see if we will get on the same page at this point. Probably not, but he got the best hair on fucking YouTube. He is the one, the only, the Chillmonger himself in the building.
What's good, bruh? We can't hear you.
He muted himself, and that's the way he should come.
I was speaking mad African right now.
Hold up. I'm bringing in the one hey, got the best hair on YouTube. He's the one person I know we had to talk about this shit with. He is the one and only Killmonger.
You Bombay. Listen, the reboot to the recast is a very acceptable chain of events to get there. While it was completely wrong to kill him with the mystery illness,
exactly.
I still think I could accept this. I could get with it. I could say, all right, they made an impulse reaction back in 2020. They wrote a stupid script and they had to follow it through a couple years. But if this eventually gets to the recast, I'm gonna forgive what they did because they admitted that they did something wrong, and they'll recast. Now, to be clear, crystal clear, not emerald clear, not ruby clear, crystal
fucking clear.
Crystal, okay.
100% transparent.
If that child gets aged up and they say, here, recast, huh? Then I'm not gonna.
See, this is where we got to follow up. This is where we part. All right, look, I'm with you. Like, first off, T'Challa got it. Like, I was not a fan of what they did in this movie, but I accepted it. It was cool with it because I understood. Like, yo, they lost somebody. Like you said, impulse decision. They did what they did, but it was a mistake. The child T'Challa thing, whatever they were going to do there, that was what they. What was going to piss me off and what was going to have me saying F Marvel is if they rebooted this whole entire thing and we do not have a grown-up T'Challa in this universe.
You mean the TJ?
No, a grown-up T'Challa. And I'm going to get there because let me ask you, bro. And Justin, I'm sorry for my hog up this question here, but let me ask you, what's story-wise different other than the fact that T'Challa Jr.'s name, T'Challa, he's not even T'Challa Jr. His name is T'Challa.
His name is T'Challa in Haiti.
No,
he doesn't answer to T'Challa.
No, that's an alias. That's an alias. That is somewhere that he can hide.
Bro, there comes a point where
we're going on the reboot. Fuck this. We're going on the reboot, and to say they go with
we're on our shill arc right now, so you gotta give us a moment to like.
He's on his shill arc. I don't know. He's on his shill arc.
Like everything Marvel does is great. Everything Marvel does is awesome.
He is on his shill arc. Where I'm at right now is this. Just ask, what about that person? What would be different about T'Challa or T'Challa when it comes to their story, other than the fact that their father's name is not T'Chaka?
Okay. Representation is super important. For the first time in forever, because movies have been around for almost 100 years now, and or maybe more than that. So
you started me off with you started me off back.
No, that's the point though. It's very racial. This whole topic. When you start with a character who, or rather in 2018, a character just blows up and gets that big, and he's black. And we've never had that before, not that to that extent, right? Because the movie made 1.3 billion. There's not even another black franchise in the $1 billion club.
I don't think he'll touch that for a minute.
Or 900 million. There's one in the 800 millions, and that's Wakanda Forever, which sold itself off the funeral of Chadwick Boseman. So can we even count that, right? There's such a gap. So a character made it. His name is T'Challa. He did a thing. To act like another character can do it and everything will be just hunky dory is very I don't know, but ignorant, naive. And then you can answer that one. I have another
one. But we're talking about here after the reboot. Like I'm with you. Like
what does that have to do with anything?
Well, you said like this reboot better not be. It better be like the actual T'Challa, not the second T'Challa aged up.
Not the T'Challa, the actual T'Challa. So what we did with T'Challa, what we accomplished with T'Challa, actual T'Challa, was an amazing feat. that is rarely can be replicated. It's never been replicated. He's the guy who made it. Don't play with that. That's way too valuable to be like, you know what else we could do? We could do the TJ thing and make sure that the child becomes just as acceptable as actual T'Challa, you know? But I'm saying like,
but what stops that from what about the child whose name will be T'Challa? There's going to be no other variant of his name. Like the T'Challa thing was like a alias because he's in Haiti. But when he's in Wakanda, when we're watching him, nobody on screen is going to call him T'Challa, bro. Like he's not going to be T'Challa. He's going to be T'Challa. So when we're watching him, what's the like? Honestly, he's aged up. What is the difference? His dad was killed. Same thing. He learned from his dad at a young age. Same thing. Even in the reboot, if you want to take that story to say just T'Challa was his father the whole time, and you just what is to me, it's like the perfect medium. To me, it's a perfect medium because not only are you respecting that one black man who elevated this franchise to where it got to by continuing to like refer to his legacy as that being that T'Challa, but to me, you're also replacing his representation by having someone who has the identical story that he has, the identical origin that he has. His dad's name is just not T'Chaka.
No, there is a character with the identical story and identical character, and it's the character. Like, you should have never killed the character. And if you're doing some sort of timey-wimey reboot type stuff, which is not a full hard-ass reboot, so maybe refresh is the better word. But when you do this refresh, just make sure that T'Challa never actually died. And you're honoring Chadwick Boseman for the same reasons that you just used now.
See, to my thing, T'Challa's dad has to die at some point. T'Challa's dad,
everybody
like,
has.
Well, I know, like T'Challa's dad dies for him to become Black Panther. Like that is his story. Like his father's death is the point. So what I'm asking is like, is it really that big of an issue is really that big of an issue to you that his father's name is not T'Chaka?
Yeah, and he's Shuri's nephew and not Shuri's brother. Yeah, because elevating a character is a long-term goal. As things reboot, and what I read right now is like a hard reboot where like no continuity from the past matters. Every time this happens with the Superman franchise, it's Clark Kent again, and it's Clark Kent. Or the Batman movies, it's always Batman, and it got to where this character got really popular. So if you want to make Black Panther popular, let's continue with actual Black Panther over and over and get that elevation going. These little detours where you're using another character, even if he shares the name, it's not a character who's going to exist in the reboot because it's very unlikely they're going to cast another T'Challa who dies midway between filming. That's just not, it's unlikely. The long-term benefits of representation are not felt with the child because this is a character who's going to exist. He's got a dead end. Maybe in like 10 years, Marvel actually calls it quits and they start with phase 1 of a brand new MCU, the second cinematic universe, and they'll have actual T'Challa. They'll get Shuri, cast a little 10-year-old because they're going to plan to go 30 years again. The kid is a short-term character by nature. He has no historical lore in comic books of T'Challa having a son with Nakia called Toussaint, aka T'Challa. Let me. Batman, at some point, Batman becomes the real name and the alias is Bruce Wayne, right? That was just a side note I was thinking when you were talking. But my main point is just that during reboots, this character is temporary. This character doesn't come back. They do not make a T'Child in comics. They don't make a T'Child in any other cartoon. Like the only reason this character exists is because of this traumatic thing that happened with Chadwick Boseman. It's a short-term filler that is keeping from actually the greatest Black character that's ever happened with a distance between number 1 and number 2. The T'Child is keeping Black Panther from actually getting higher and higher.
Not just.
Do you not think?
Justin, I was about to say, get your question. I was about to say, ask your question.
Do you not think it'd be like kind of the same issue if you still recast? I feel like you're gonna fall into that same problem either way. You bring someone new, or if you just age them up. I feel that Chadwick Boseman was that high of a standard that we're not going to meet that anymore, especially with that last movie. I mean, dude, that was, I liked it, but it fell way short of expectations from the other one. I mean, they have valid reasons, but it was not the first one by any means.
I don't believe that the what if scenario of if it stinks is a reason to not do it. I think that if Chadwick Boseman was an A+, let's not compliment him so high where it's a detriment to the character which he spent his last years of his life trying to make a popular character. So Chadwick Boseman, A+ performance, greatest thing that's ever happened. I'll take a B+ performance also. Black representation is super important. Like the casting director.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, to me, it's a little bit of black folk fault in the first place, because to me, if we never really took this shit so seriously, as far as the My King shit, the whole like outside of if we never took that shit so seriously, then they might have been able to move on and make a better decision a lot easier. But to me, it was like, one, you got the cast feeling this way, and then two, it's a lot easier for the studio to make that decision because they're saying, you know what, he was so in love and so endeared. So I get that, but just to make sure we're clear, for the reboot, you're satisfied with the recast of T'Challa as long as it's not the child, right?
Yeah, if it's
as long as it's not the. So if, let's just say, for kicks and giggles, he doesn't have the same backstory, but somehow through some reboot shit, his dad's name is still T'Challa. Is that like he's still a second? I guess he could still be a second T'Challa, but we're going through the point of what we saw in Black Panther 2 didn't happen. He died another way. They're trying to find a way to make this shit work. Let's say he dies another way. He dies the way a T'Chaka would normally die. Because what baffles me about this whole thing is that no matter what, Black Panther's father dies. Like,
I'm not talking, but I never brought up the Black Panther's father and dying mattering to who this character is. You keep bringing it up.
I do keep bringing it up because I keep getting lost on like just what the fuck is like the biggest thing that you said that did cause me pause is that I guess this does mean T'Challa doesn't have his sister Siri. Like his dad is not Queen Ramona. His sister is not Shuri. But again, to like, how is that fucking that integral, that important that Shuri can be his aunt?
Because it's not the same character.
The representation, you're preaching representation. Is that so important to the sole basis of representation of what kids are going to watch? That his aunt, like, you think the representation people, the people who need this representation, are going to take it that damn seriously that they're not going to get the same going to get the same impact that they're getting from seeing Chadwick Boseman, if it's his sister, if it's his aunt? Like, you're saying, like, those type of minute details are so important that overshadows the representation of getting that T'Challa in there.
Long-term representation, yes, because the little TJ thing, who's Shuri's nephew,
oh, my fault. I don't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, bro.
He'll only exist for like maybe a couple movies, and then Marvel will be completely over, and they'll have a full ass reboot in year 2034.
But what's it matter though? Like what? Like
we're gonna reboot.
What is that?
Representation is what matters, and I want the long-term version, the one where we're familiarized with one character who's not the son of this one character, but the actual character, and we get him over and over the same way Batman does. I'm comparing it to what happens with DC.
But how does that? And I hate if we're talking in circles here, but how does that like change the impact of his representation? Like, how does that change the impact? Because if you're going to reboot, you're going to reboot regardless. Like say they go through this and you have that T'Challa, the whose dad is T'Challa, living throughout this whole reboot in this side, like the whole 10 years, and then you reboot. You're saying it's a problem if they decide to say, you know what, we lived out this second T'Challa, like we lived out this T'Challa story. Let's just make his dad T'Chaka and make his sister. Like, you're saying that's going to cause brand damage. Is that what you're saying? Brand damage, or what type of damage does that give to the people watching?
For 10 years, we, the audience, will be spent on a character who will never exist again in other movies, and he never has a backstory. So why waste time on a character who doesn't return, as opposed to a character like Superman and Spider-Man, who we always get Peter Parker. Every time Sony reboots Spider-Man because they got problems with the actor or something, we get actual Spider-Man again and again. And that popularizes the brand, and that's important for representation.
So you're saying that the father makes T'Challa? Like, I don't want to put words in your mouth. So I'm going to ask you. So does the father or the people around T'Challa make T'Challa? Or
being
does T'Challa
actual you're saying the backstory of T'Challa makes T'Challa?
Being T'Challa makes T'Challa.
So let me. So if they verify, so under this logic, if they make any variation of T'Challa's backstory, then that's not
They could make variations to the backstory.
So why can't the
Super-
variation of this backstory be that his father was named T'Challa and he was killed, and this is how he ascends to his? Why can't that be the variation of this backstory?
Because within the Marvel Cinematic Universe we've been watching for 16 years, or since he debuted, we've known actual T'Challa. So because that is actual T'Challa, anyone who's now Shuri's nephew, or as opposed to Shuri's brother, we know that
is not actual T'Challa. Like who's to say, who's to say that we can't say the kid is not actual T'Challa?
But
like
you're being disingenuous.
Like,
he is not actual
T'Challa.
He's not actual T'Challa. If we disagree there, then that's fine. We disagree.
Like,
there.
yeah, I think we do because his name is not his name is T'Challa. They're gonna call him T'Challa. Like nobody.
T'Challa. Look, I'll stop using the word T'Challa.
Nope.
The greatest black superhero that's ever existed is the brother of Shuri, not the nephew of Shuri. So I'm no longer going to use T'Challa anymore. I'm talking about Shuri's brother is the greatest character that's ever happened.
Do you think that the people that made it $1 billion movie, the people who need this representation that you're talking about, because the people who let's be real, those of us who are taking this argument just as deep as you are, don't need this representation because we got it. We're seeing it. Like they don't need this extra shit. So when you want to say the brother of Shuri, people don't give a damn, bro.
Yeah,
I'm going to be real. They don't know. Shuri is not Shuri. Him being the brother of Shuri, is not what makes me give a damn about T'Challa. What makes me give a damn about T'Challa is that A, he's the king of Wakanda. 2, he's badass. 3, he has a long lineage of kings. 4, Wakanda is the most powerful nation in the world.
Yeah.
5, like he runs with the Avengers. Shuri is down on that list of him being Shuri, his dad, his mother. They are down on the list of the importance of who he is as a character. Not just for me, but for majority of, if you ask majority of the people who watch Black Panther 1, they probably can't even tell you the Queen's name. They probably can't even tell you Ramonda's name.
Right.
They probably can't even tell you his
saying
father's
Angela
name.
Bassett, bro.
They
just
probably
saying
can't
Angela
even tell you his
Bassett.
father's name. So like and you know, I think we definitely agree that boom, like the recast is dope. But to me, it's like I just don't get the hang up. And like the reason why I bring this up is like it's not worth causing, just in my mind, this whole thing, like the recast of T'Challa movement. If like the recast of T'Challa thing is going to continue to go on, even after you have
recast.
If it continues to go on, when you have a grown-up person named T'Challa out there and people are still shouting recast T'Challa just because his dad's name ain't T'Chaka, just because he's not the brother of Shuri, just because he's not
I'm not using T'Chaka in my case right now.
Well, just because he's not the brother of Shuri,
just because he's not the character, just because he's not the actual character. Will you accept TJ and T'Challa are the same character, and I don't? Does Justin?
I don't care. As long as they
like, I don't care. As long as
look.
This chat,
as long as we have a fucking Black Panther,
okay,
that's what I care about.
Yeah.
If they execute it correctly, then I'm good. If the son takes the mantle and they age his ass up or some shit. But if it's like, here's my thing, we're probably gonna get one more movie. If they actually want to reboot, we're gonna get one more movie of Black Panther,
if that.
And then they actually reboot.
Hard reboot, yeah.
If we get one more movie and they age up the kid, and then we move over to this reboot, and then they give us another Black Panther, another T'Challa, I don't give a fuck. That I would show me what's going on with the kid. Then we're going on to the new stuff. That's how I would see it. I hear you on the like you want the one but
yeah,
to me it almost honor. I hear what Kendall's saying. It almost honors that last I'm not even gonna say that last hurrah, but it's supposed to be basically his lineage of passing down the mantle from.
To me, it's killing two birds with one stone. You're getting that representation. You're getting that T'Challa.
Yeah.
You're getting that represent that character. Like to me, he's gonna embody. Like he's gonna be that character, bro. Like I don't. To me, what makes the character ain't his family. To me, what makes his character ain't him being the brother of Shuri. To me, what makes his character ain't him. That's his origin.
So the reason I brought up Brother of Shuri,
that's just changing the origin story to me, though.
I introduced Brother of Shuri not because of the sibling relationship.
Mhm.
It's more so just I didn't want to use the word T'Challa because I wanted to show you how separate these two characters were. The being T'Chaka's son or being Shuri's brother isn't necessarily that important. Imagine if they just did the first Black Panther movie and he didn't have a sister because they were adapting, Christopher Priest or one of the writers who didn't right during the sister era, because the sister's pretty new. She only invented in 2005 in Black Panther comics. So if they just didn't do a sister, then that would still be actual T'Challa. But we have set a precedent of who T'Challa is in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And the son he has with Nakia. Now, if I say that, I know what you're gonna say. A character who's not the guy that Chadwick Boseman played doesn't have to look like Chadwick Boseman, be recast, just like Rhodey with Terrence Howard and
yeah.
If it's not actual T'Challa who Chadwick played, then resurrected or he never actually died. Don't worry, here he is, he's back, and everyone goes, "Oh my God, T'Challa's back!" And they don't act like, "Oh look, you've grown," and it's got to be actual T'Challa that they set with the precedent. That would be long term, because again, when Marvel does reboot, we're back to T'Challa, and the popularity of this great hero needs to be raising, not stopping here. Let's do a little thing with Shuri, and Shuri can get hot, and then stop Shuri for this little T'Challa. I'd rather just keep on going with Shuri.
Would you be satisfied if? So let's say they did this reboot and it's the aged up T'Challa. Let's say the next reboot. Yeah. Let's say the next reboot they keep the similar versions of this origin story.
Ooh. Where they
like would that change it for you? Like
that would be dangerous as hell, because now we're splitting the audience into feeling like, and this is the greatest Black franchise ever. We're splitting people into saying, you know what, my favorite Black Panther, T'Challa's cool, but his son TJ T'Challa or Toussaint, that's the best Black Panther.
If they're keeping but if they're keeping that, like if they're keeping T'Challa, like if you go from this 10 years of these kids, like after the reboot, you get those 10 years of T'Challa aged up. And then after the Marvel's probably going to reboot again,
like hard reboot, by the way, right?
They probably just use Secret Wars. Like
I can actually got to define what reboot we're doing. I can
actually see them just using Secret. Like, dude, I can see them trying to, at the end of this, continuing this like soft reboot to where it feels like everything is building up. Like they're going to try to do something big. You don't just throw. If they're able to get to the end of this next phase, you don't just throw that all away. Like you're going to want to continue to build that up and see how far you can go until you just have to do an absolute hard stop reboot. But what I'm saying, even when you do a hard stop reboot, even if you do a soft reboot, if this story remains that T'Challa's father's name is T'Challa, you know, you're going through this whole, it keeps the same origin beats. Does that make it better for you? Like, does that continue to build on this legacy that started off with this young T'Challa? Does that continue to build up? That continues to elevate it, the same story that you're going on. I mean, the whole reason I bring this up, I want to ask, because I mean, to me, it doesn't feel like it's worth the stuff swirling around there with recast T'Challa. To me, it's that whenever you have this, whether it's T'Challa, like whether it's who you call T'Challa or not, this next T'Challa doesn't need to have any type of recast T'Challa type of issues, because at the end of the day, what we're getting is that representation that we want. At the end of the day, we don't need to be out here having a faction of the group against, you know, having this T'Challa on screen or having gripes on this T'Challa simply because they don't like the origin story or simply because it's not building on whatever was built in the first place, because the origin is different. Like,
no, use my words. I keep saying actual T'Challa. The origins can be shifted.
I mean, at the end of the day, he's going to be called, like, his name is going to be T'Challa.
Yeah,
they're going to refer to him as T'Challa. He's going to be the king of Wakanda.
And they tricked you, Kendall. They tricked you. They're not getting me.
It's not necessarily to me, it's not necessarily a trick as much as it is. This is just what I want, is that representation. What I truly want is this representation. Like what I truly want.
I'm kind of with that. I want Black Panther. T'Challa, Black Panther. That's what I want.
But like,
we're both saying that though.
But my thing is too, I'm like,
but you're being picky. I think like that's the difference. You're being picky about decisions that they're making and acting as if it is going to damage the Black community or damage the representation that is going out there. And I'm saying I also don't think you're giving going to damage it.
And I also don't know. To me, it feels like you're not giving credit too, because I think people still remember that, you know, Chadwick died. They had to do something. So I think, like, it's going to take a weird little tick down or whatever, but they can still build this kid to be T'Challa and make it still effective in the right direction as possible.
I'm gonna be real. This is not how I envision this conversation going. But how it started is how it started was how I envisioned it. As far as we're on board. Like if they're going to be recasting T'Challa at the end of the day, like we accept that they made a mistake. Like that's the biggest. Like we accept that
I
they.
do.
Yeah,
I forgive them.
I think they made. I definitely think they made a mistake of doing that. I thought they should have just recast it, but I understand why they didn't. Just like you understand, it seems like why they didn't. As long as we're getting this T'Challa,
a character named T'Challa.
And for you, as long as T'Challa is being brought in there. Now, where we differ is to say,
is the how.
Is the how. How is the how we get there, right? That's
that's
where
like,
we
let me add Terry McGinnis is Batman in the future and all that. Is he Batman though? Like, is it the same thing? Imagine if they did. James Gunn says no more Bruce Wayne. No. This time we're doing.
Oh yeah, that changed. That Terry McGinnis isn't a billion. Terry McGinnis isn't what makes. And I'm not. Is Terry McGinnis? Is Terry McGinnis a billionaire? Like I'm not that hip on Terry McGinnis. Is he a billionaire? Does he have? Does his story beat the same line that makes the character a Batman? Like does he have the same characteristics that Batman has?
That's what I'm saying about this Haitian bastard who they introduced at the end of the movie. It's not the same as T'Challa.
He has the same character. He's the same character. And to me, so it comes down to also like what makes the character, really what makes the character of T'Challa.
So they already set what makes the character. They said it already within the universe.
What they said?
Well, they casted Chadwick Boseman to play a character. We saw him at the UN with his dad. Remember that in Civil War?
Mm-hmm.
That character, they set him. He was in Infinity War Endgame. They set who T'Challa is. So because they already have a precedent of that, anyone who's not him,
the soft reboot.
Yeah. What would have to happen in the soft reboot to
be? Here's the thing. I don't think you can just do a soft reboot on one person, and because
no, you're doing the soft reboot on this whole soft reboot.
Yeah, it's science fiction, right?
This whole soft reboot. Like we're talking about maybe a different.
I'm thinking a totally thing.
We're talking about different.
Okay,
we're talking about like this world in the new MCU may not be phase 1. It may not be, but it's after. It's a reboot. Things are going to.
It's a refresh. Let's say refresh. Phase 7.
Yeah, and you're bringing in the Fantastic Four. You're bringing in the X-Men. You're bringing in Storm. You're bringing in these characters. You're bringing in Storm. Like you're bringing in people that could even make him more embody this character of T'Challa. So to me, like I don't care if it's like I don't know.
Okay.
I feel like majority of the people would not care or give two flying fucks.
I'm with you.
If his dad's name is T'Chaka, if he follows the storyline, I think the majority will actually love and endear the fact that they're continuing to represent Chadwick Boseman's legacy by having this be the son of T'Challa. T'Challa, the son of T'Challa. Look, majority of the people don't read comics anyway, and I hate to go there, but largely majority, especially for the people who watch Black Panther, majority of them do not read the comics anyway. And to me,
Chadwick Boseman read the comics. Derek Boseman knows Chadwick more than anyone's, and he spoke about how Chadwick would prefer the recast. That's what he would want. So let's respect Chadwick's legacy and get the character recast. Not do some mental gymnastics, which we've never done for Superman. It's Cavill out, David Corn sweat in without any sort of like, how are we gonna? It's straight up and always a constant Superman.
But the problem with the Superman, man, it's never been a consistent keeping him alive in the same. Like to my knowledge, I mean, even Superman, like the biggest Superman character that I'm hip to, because I don't like to go back and watch movies, is what Christopher Reeves. Is that was his name? Back in the day, the dude like. Like and something happened to him, right? And did they recast in that they recast in that universe or something like that?
They said Brandon Routh was playing the same version in the 2005 movie. They said,
yeah. So it's like that was that situation, but it was never tied into a broader type of universe to where we're at right here, where you keep a continuity. And where they have to live with the horrible decision.
That's where I think it makes it weird, bro.
Where they have to live with this whole entire fucked up decision of killing T'Challa in the first place. If that's the decision they made to want to continue to honor Chadwick's legacy, if that's what the public it has no idea who Derek Boseman's name even really is, bro.
Well, I just said
the public has no idea. Yeah, but the public has no idea about even those wishes. And I watched that video too, and it's like, the public really has. It's not about what the people in the weeds here are thinking. We were talking but we want the representation. When we're talking about this coming to the big screen, we have to acknowledge that like this minute stuff is only going to be a problem as if the people just amplify it. And to me, it's not worth amplifying anything to tarnish what's going to be coming up with this next T'Challa. To me, that's more important. To me, it is worth putting the success of this next T'Challa, whether it's the son of T'Challa, whether it's the son of T'Chaka, the success of this next king of Wakanda is more important than continuing to put out recast T'Challa. And then continuing to put out your gripes over what they did on a movie that by then would have come out like 7 years ago. So
and
like,
not to mention, bro, we're talking about mental gymnastics, bro. You imagine the mental gymnastics we're gonna do to explain he's back.
Well, isn't everyone gonna be back? There's gonna be a new Iron Man. There's gonna be everything.
Everyone would be.
It's science fiction. It's Infinity Stones and it's magic and it's a whole lot of stupidness. They could say that he was a Skrull because remember, Secret Invasion had them taking world leaders.
There's ways they could go around it.
There's a lot of ways.
There's ways they could work around doing it, but like at the end of the day, like I think we're both here on the same team as far as like, bruh, give us our king. Give us
give us the king because our king is two different people.
You're just gonna reject? Are you just gonna reject the child?
Reject full rejection. I'm happy to have had this talk though.
So let's say you get everybody on that bandwagon, and it completely bombs. Like whatever they do with this T'Challa completely bombs. Is that how you want your representation to be represented?
First of all, they can't release anything for a while though, because that shit's surely gonna bomb. So,
not to dodge your question, but when Wakanda Forever made 800 million, and it made 63% of what the first movie made at
first one, the Wakanda Forever was never going to match or get close to the first one. Let's be real. The first Black Panther was elevated based off of what was happening in Black America at that time. That cultural movement that was around Black pride, that was around Black America. People were wearing dashikis before the movie even came out. We were in a different height and a different level. That when you consider
it was never going to match 1.3.
It was never going to match that. We had already been introduced to that. Now, would I would say that it should have reached $1 billion? Yeah.
No, I'm saying 63%. That's how much Wakanda would ever made.
It is, and there's a whole lot of factors that goes into play, and I would put 20% of that I would put 20% of that into just the fact that it wasn't going to get to 20% of what it made in the first place. It was, I think you capped that at I think you capped to what it was going to get at $1 billion, and then when you consider what you've seen from all the other movies that have come out in Phase 4 that led up to Wakanda Forever, even if Chadwick Boseman was there, bro, COVID, the lack of Phase 4. I don't see it stepping up, getting close to that 1.3 million line. 1.3.
When Paul Walker died, the next Fast and Furious movie shot up to like 1.5 billion.
Because he was dead and he was in it and people wanted to see it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they marketed it the same sort of way. They even had a song by a popular artist playing at the end of the movie with a big montage. It was about the same thing. The Paul Walker marketing for Fast 7 and the Black Panther.
Dude, my parents went to go see Black Panther. You know what went into that 1.3 billion was people wanting, because it was the first time it ever happened. Churches took buses, schools took buses. Bro, my parents, if Chadwick Boseman was alive or not, my parents weren't going back to go see 90-year-old women were in Black Panther 1. Like when you think about how wild that Black Panther 1 stuff went, there were demographics that were never going to go see Black Panther 2 that were in that movie just because they already got their fix from the first one. And they honestly didn't even really understand what was going down in Black Panther. They were just so excited to see all those Black people on the screen and see Africa represented in that light that they were just having a good time. Right. But they had no investment. My parents watched Black Panther probably twice, and I guarantee you they have no investment in the MCU. They had no interest whether T'Challa was alive or not to see him. They didn't even ask me about what happened to T'Challa in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So I think you got like a good maybe 10% of your audience who was out there on that Black wave that was going on during the height of the Black Lives Matter movement, during the height of the, you're right around there when Trump was getting elected and all that stuff. It was a lot of politically charged stuff. Yeah, it was a lot of politically charged stuff that was going on at that time that resulted in Black Panther making that movie. So that's all that to say.
I can agree.
Huh?
Yeah, I can agree with a lot of what you're saying about the enthusiasm for the first movie just because it was first. The ticket prices were also inflated. Being 4 years later after the COVID kind of inflation stuff happened too, like
Mhm.
that's 63%. If we
It's
just
not
talk about
numbers for numbers, person for person, right? You're saying those don't match the seats and the bodies and the seats, right?
yeah, it's even worse. And yes, it doesn't. I'm not. It's not like 63% less people saw
Mhm.
Wakanda Forever. It's probably a smaller percentage. Let's just say, pick a number. It's 52% of the tickets sold from the first movie. Just to say that, but then also like it was just on my mind. It was important too. Damn
Man,
it.
I need to stop cutting you off, bro.
That's what happens.
I need to stop. I need to stop cutting you off. But to kind of put a bow on this, it just comes down to me like we're getting what we wanted, and to me, it's more. We're getting that represent. People want the representation. We're getting the representation. That to me, that's important. That's what I've heard you say most about this representation when it comes to recasting. It's getting that representation back there.
But the representation, the ones that the other superheroes don't have to ever, well, put the son of a character,
Well,
name him the same as the character. We get that never happens for others.
it just feels like constant moving the goalposts to me.
No, it doesn't.
Real.
The goal
It
was
feels like
recast T'Challa. It was never introduce a new character, name him also T'Challa, and we're good. That was never the goal. The subject of the recast was T'Challa. To me.
And yeah, to me, it was getting T'Challa back on screen. That we got a character named T'Challa back on screen. It has a different origin story. He's got a different origin story than what we know from the comics.
Yeah.
But there are also some other characters in the MCU that have a different origin story than what we know in the comics as well. So I mean, this ain't new. It's nothing new to there. And to me, like I said, it's shit. Nobody. I'm sorry, bro, but nobody does not like majority of the public, majority of the people that are going to watch the movie don't give a damn. Don't even know that.
Yeah, they're not reading
right.
all
That's
the way
like,
back
and to me, and like I said, to me, it's more. What's more important than griping about just the little changes. What's more important to me is that we're supporting our representation, like on screen. As long as they're not saying, but like as long as they're not saying, because they're not doing egregious shit, bro. They're
all
not,
lives
like,
matter.
They're not making,
all lives matter.
They're not
Kendall,
making it.
Kendall, what's wrong with all lives matter?
But
what's wrong with that?
Where's that in the same though?
What's wrong with all lives matter is that it's not apparently clear that Black Lives Matter, and that it's not apparently clear that Black Lives Matter. So we're highlighting the Black lives, like
yeah. And then in comes these other people tweeting, "Hey, no, all lives matter, huh?" They never actually said F Black people or nothing like that. They just saw advancement happening over here, and to cease that advancement, and now let's get into T'Challa. To cease this advancement of this great character that's happening. Oh no, take this one here. All lives matter, or take this one here. Here's a new character. His name's also T'Challa. We'll let him elevate. We'll make him more popular, as opposed to letting this thing continue to grow and become on the level of Wolverine and Hulk. And he was getting there.
Dude, the story
you lost me there. I'm gonna be honest. You lost me.
I can repeat it. I'll make it a lot.
I don't need repeating.
I followed you. Like we followed you.
Okay.
We followed you.
You're being dangled a carrot while advancement is happening, and there's a progression of a character that's getting really hot. Instead of getting this character really hotter, they are offering a substitute, or they'll do a video game where it's not going to be T'Challa. You can name your character whatever you want to name him. You can name him T'Challa too. You'll be happy. And there's
as long as they're not changing they're not taking this dude and sending him to Oak. They're not like giving him a whole different fucking backstory. This dude lost his dad. He's an orphan. He was trained in the ways of Wakanda. He's growing up to be a king, and we don't even know if that's going to be his true backstory in the soft reboot. But let's just say that's his backstory in the soft reboot. And the next time we see T'Challa, the kid T'Challa is an adult. Fuck it, he's an adult. Don't nobody lose sleep over his backstory, bro.
That's where I'm at, bro.
If he's embodying the character. If he is dude, everything that you're mentioning is probably bottom 7 or less of what's important to T'Challa. Everything that you mentioned about him,
T'Challa is important to being T'Challa.
He is like, bro.
His side name is T'Challa, or his full name, but his real name.
Dude, you could look at it this way to say Chadwick Boseman's character, he was T'Challa's dad, and we're watching the origin story of his dad. And now we have the actual T'Challa in the MCU. If you want to get that heady with it, if you want to play those type of mental gymnastics,
I'm not the one playing gymnastics. I'm saying recast. I'm not the one making up these new rules and stuff. It already happened with Rhodey. It's happening with Hulk after that actor died. It happened. I'm not really.
Which is irrelevant. Like,
But they didn't have another
Hulk.
movie too. That's the other thing. They didn't have a movie after.
Like
Red Hulk.
every situation of an actor dying that you're throwing out here is irrelevant to this fucking situation, bro. And then when you get in,
No, it's not. The thing with Harrison Ford is irrelevant.
Huh? Who? Harrison Ford? The recasting of Harry, dude. My wife is rewatch, and I use my wife as a common MCU viewer who has watched these movies like probably 10 times, the whole MCU saga, and I can go up there and ask her who Thunderbolt Ross is, and she has no idea. And I can know that because I actually mentioned it to her, and I had to go show who that person was in the movie that died. She has no attachment to it. The people who worked with General Ross have no attachment. It was a completely different situation because William Hurt's a big name, but him as Thunderbolt Ross, the fuck cares if you're gonna get a bigger, better actor to be fucking Thunderbolt Ross? And like to me, like it's those are like apples and fucking green beans.
To me, it's not even that, bro. We already like the problem comes for me is when you pull out another movie. They messed up when they pulled out the other movie. That's just where it comes down to. Now that's when, if say they brought T'Challa back through multiverse or some shit like that. That would be an explanation, but like you gotta explain why we're not fucking with this kid no more.
Would you not fuck with a multiversal T'Challa? Like, would you not fuck with a multiversal T'Challa?
There was a time where I would be open to that, and today I'm saying recast.
I think you recast later on in a reboot or some shit.
If you ask Marvel and they were to tell you, yeah, doing this, we're recasting T'Challa by saying we're recasting T'Challa in this method, but we also want to honor the legacy of Chadwick Boseman by saying that his father was that T'Challa as well. Like it's like I just can't get along. I don't know. To me, this is not worth recasting T'Challa to continue on, especially if wait a minute, hold up. Recast T'Challa needs to continue on until we see a T'Challa on screen. And I'm fine with that being the grown-up kid version of T'Challa. The one thing I don't want to have happen is recast T'Challa not continue to talk and they continue to go on with Shuri ends up. That's the worst. Like that, I'm just saying, like, as a
what's wrong with Shuri?
What's wrong with Shuri?
Yeah,
she doesn't embody the character of T'Challa. She's not the character of T'Challa.
My brain hurts.
She's not.
I'm
T'Challa.
sorry. I just if I had to pick T'Challa or Shuri, I'm picking T'Challa 100%.
I mean, no, he's saying what's wrong with Shuri taking up the mantle. Are you saying what's wrong with Shuri taking up the mantle if T'Challa's son can take up the mantle and be T'Challa? Is that what?
I'll take Shuri over the T'Child because the T'Child doesn't exist and will never exist again because we don't anticipate the main actor for Black Panther dying. So Shuri, as a character who's got long-term feet in the sand, she's been invented in 2005. She will always appear in every iteration of Black Panther movies, cartoons. She's a character. She actually is a character. That's why I'm more in favor of Shuri continuing becoming Black Panther and doing another movie.
I see it more likely, and even more and more likely, that even one day in comics, I can see this happening to where they make this T'Challa's father be T'Challa, bro. Like I could see that going on. I could like this story beat of what you don't really even have to fucking change because it's just the origin story. Again, what we're looking at here is basically, to me,
I already told you why that's not true. That's not true.
Why what's not true?
That the only difference is the origin story. No, they already preset who T'Challa is within the story, within this fictional universe. They've already given us two.
T'Challa, I mean, you can even, like I said, you can even say we just watched the story of T'Challa's father. If you want to be that technical about it, we just watched the story of T'Challa's father, whose name happened to be T'Challa.
You can tell yourself that, but I won't.
I mean, I don't need to tell myself because I'm cool with the fact that we have a T'Challa. Like I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. I don't know. I guess I'm really just trying to be like, yo, this shit's just not fucking worth it. Like,
and it doesn't make money either, bro. Infinity War was a hot Infinity War thing. It was great. Everyone loved it. Everyone who showed up for it. And Endgame did better. That didn't happen with the Black Panther franchise.
And I'm going to tell you that shit wasn't going to happen.
Because people like me didn't pay. Guys like me who spent 3 movie tickets
Do
I
you
brought
honestly
people
think in
with
the
me.
COVID period that we were in when that movie came out that you were going to get over
COVID?
one? Dude, people were still not going to the movie theaters. I had a homie who bought Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Just like he bought it as soon as it came out on DVD because he was like, man, I wanted to go see it. But I'm gonna go to the damn movies. And I know it was down, but shit, people were still that shit was still in people's minds. Like that in my mind, like the box office really went all the way back. And again, on top of that, like we mentioned, whole bunch of other factors went into Black Panther making the amount of money that it did. So like I don't even consider Wakanda Forever to be like.
I mean, I've had people tell me straight up that Chadwick Boseman not being in it was a huge, reason they didn't go see it. So
yeah, I mean, I know people said that. Like Chillmonger saying it. People on Twitter were saying that, but at the end of the day, I don't think that's enough to be like, yo, that's what killed it. There were bigger factors as to what killed that shit. Even to the point, like I do think the only way that it would have made more money is if they had recast it, because in the intrigue of the recasting and the intrigue of who's the new Black Panther would have brought more people to the theaters to see who is this new person. And maybe it could have got close, but again, some of the shit that was just going on around the world, I don't even know if it would have met that 1.3. That 1.3,
we'll get that. Look,
that 1.3 to me was an anomaly, bro. Like that 1.3 to me was like an amalgamation of all things coming together to where it's like, damn, that shit just happened.
He said the movie would have made more money because there's another actor doing the role. People would have been interested. Okay, so if they do TJ and they do Black Panther with TJ,
that's the new Black Panther, bro. That's how niggas are gonna be talking.
And it's gonna make more than Wakanda whatever it made.
Probably, yeah.
I think it'll make more than Wakanda Forever.
Yeah. Especially
it ain't gonna touch the first one though.
Especially coming on a new reboot, and people kind of being, hopefully at that point, people be intrigued and interested in Marvel. Because again, you got to remember when that movie came out, Marvel's interest was at the highest level when the first Black Panther came out. Yeah. Second Black Panther come out, we go through a whole fucking phase of mid. Now, like after this reboot, if they're able to get this hype back in, and you have we're getting back up there, but I don't think we're touching that 1.3.
We're not touching. No.
I don't think
no
unless you want to consider inflation, like unless tickets are really that fucking high that we reached that 1.3 billion. The number of seats, the cultural impact, like it's not gonna get there. We had our moment. We had
Chadwick Boseman lived. If Chadwick Boseman lived, would the sequel make 1.3?
No.
Really? I think it would.
You think it would make 1.3 if Chadwick?
Yeah.
Who?
Because bro, it would have been what?
I mentioned
it would have been 5-6 years after the fact of the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, you know how much people would have been fiending for that.
But do you think it would have pulled out the same people? So you think it would have
with Chadwick Boseman? Yes, because it would have been continuing the same shit. I think so.
I have to disagree with you there. Like
I think
the reason, bro, $1 billion. I do think it would have. Like I do think it would have made $1 billion or got close. Like I do think it would have got there, but I just don't think it would have gotten up to that 1.3.
Okay, maybe not right there, but bro, I think it would have been way.
It would have definitely made.
It would have done some fucking good numbers.
Yeah, it definitely would have made. It definitely would have made. It definitely would have been a better movie too, as well. There's no doubt about that in my mind as well. It would have been a better movie, and it's clear that decision was the best decision that should have been made. Was to just recast T'Challa and not doing what they did in the movie. It just would have been the best decision, but they're living with it. And now, in order of them, one, living with their decision and sticking with their decision, which I fucking respect, of saying, we decided to honor Chadwick's legacy in this way. When we reboot, we're going to continue to honor Chad's legacy in this way. He impacted if they want to say it like this, he impacted us in such a way that we want to continue to honor his, like, in our mind, we're honoring his legacy by keeping his line intact, while at the same time we have this character who is literally the same exact character when you watch.
If you want to honor Chadwick's legacy, use the character he played, because he has no relation to this new thing.
It won't even be that character.
And you're not honoring Chadwick's legacy. You're ignoring Chadwick's brothers. And Chadwick brothers said that Chadwick would have wanted a recast.
Yeah, I'm not going to speak on what his brother said, because my brother don't know my brother don't know everything that I want as well. But I can't get it. His
brother's a man of God.
Yeah, I don't want to discredit anything that his brother said. But at the end of the day, his
brother helped raise him. His brother knew about Chadwick's sickness, even though the studio found out the day he died about his sickness.
That was truly how they felt. Explain like his wife support in the film.
In what way is his wife supporting the
I
film?
don't.
I mean,
Yeah, I
She
like,
think
didn't
that
want
one's
to
a little.
recast.
I mean, she supported Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, but
Like
in
his
what
wife
way did
was.
she say she wouldn't want to recast? I never heard her say that.
I'll be Kendall. I think we're reaching a little bit on
I
the
think we.
support because well with the
Well, look, I
family
mean,
supporting.
the
Hold
whole,
on,
fam- the
hold
whole
on,
family
hold
just
on,
posted like the whole movie and told people to go watch.
hold on, hold on. They're like another family to this family, bro. Like you gonna tell me, bro? You gonna tell me if I don't even know what the prime, but you're not gonna support family you fuck with when you know they're battling through this with you too. Like I don't read too much into his family going in and supporting the next movie because it's like, what were y'all gonna do?
I mean, to me,
Y'all gonna shit talk it? Like they're not gonna shit talk it.
yeah, I mean,
Unless you
they're not gonna
consider
shit talk of it. I mean, they what his brother did. He went out there and he didn't even tell. Chill, correct me if I'm wrong. He didn't tell people not to go support the movie.
Yeah.
He didn't do that. He just said he feel like Chadwick would have wanted him to be recasted.
that's all.
Yeah, and that can be true, but at the same time, I feel like there wasn't. When you're looking at like the things that were posted on Chadwick's Instagram that's ran by his wife, like it's his estate, but his wife is making those decisions behind those posts that were that were clearly telling people to go watch this movie to support it. Like to me, there's no thanks, there's no disrespect. Like if it was truly disrespecting a legacy to the point, if it was disrespecting a legacy, there would have been some this ain't what we wanted type shit. If it was really that real of a disrespecting the legacy, to me, it would have been if somebody's out there doing something that my wife didn't want or that my brother didn't want, I would be out there saying he ain't want this shit. He wouldn't be cool with this shit.
He already said it once. Derek already said it once. Unless Samoan says this is what Chadwick would have preferred, then we would have two different oppositions. We got to find out, is it the wife or we go with the brother? Who'd we side with? And that has never happened. Simone is being a supportive person who's promoting the franchise that Chadwick Boseman spent a long time on. And she thinks she's doing a noble thing. But she had never said a recast would be unacceptable at all.
I'll be honest. I think we're reading into too much of both.
I think that point, this part
both sides, we're reading too much
into
it.
It's gotten a bit too deep. But again, and you know, as always, like till I fuck with you, you know that, and we're gonna always agree to disagree. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna agree to disagree with you. Like to me, and I hate to say it because it sounds bad, but like it's just fucking wild to just throw out there that you would not accept this rebooted T'Challa if his dad ain't T'Chaka, if he not the brother series.
I didn't say because T'Chaka is
whoa. But you said, I mean, that's a piece of it though, right? Like in order
never
for you to
once in this every time you bring it up, I shoot it down.
Wait. So how does this work then? Because in order for you to accept it, he has to be
actual T'Challa.
What's actual T'Challa if his dad ain't T'Chaka, chill?
What's
actual T'Challa if his dad is not T'Chaka, Chillmonger?
It's the character we watched Chadwick play in 4 iterations of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And 4 times that character, that's actual T'Challa. They've set that. That's the precedent set. I said this already. No. We're not doing this. We're not doing it. We're going in a cycle.
The reboot. So I just want to be clear, bro.
All right.
So a reboot. Let's say this rebooted version of T'Challa has no recollection of his past, and he's just a new T'Challa that's not the same version that Chadwick Boseman played. You're cool with that?
He's not the same version that Chadwick Boseman played.
He's not the same T'Challa that we have established in the MCU, because just like majority of the other people, no one is going to be the same exact person that they were before the reboot. So you're cool with it being a completely new, different T'Challa, right?
If they did something like that, and he's not the only character in the MCU, all the characters are this way.
New Iron Man, new Captain America. It's like their stories might have followed the same beats, but all of these are different people. Because there will be like presumably like just like in Secret Wars in the comics, there's like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 like a few characters who will get to stay, keep their memories, get to come in there and be that same person.
Yeah, that would be a weird science fiction-y type of thing, but I would be on board with that. Now he's not. At no point are they going to say this. Oh, are they going to say that he's the father of the child? Will they say that?
Would they say that he's not? Would they say that his dad is not? What are you saying?
I didn't say T'Chaka. I meant like the the new kid that they introduced at the end of the
Mhm.
movie.
So
is he the dad of that kid? Because I
Okay.
feel like you're gonna try to sneak in. It's
no,
the
like-
child.
but let's say it's fuck it. Let's say is not. Let's say they just do that whole like complete sever
Okay.
ties with what happened there. But you still have a problem with it to go down and say, you know what, this is the son of T'Challa?
No,
If it's cut off from there, all right.
Being the son of T'Challa, no. But if it's just he never mentions anything that he did in prior movies, right? And it's just T'Challa's back, and he's not the only guy like this, right? There's other people, but they all treat him like he's actually T'Challa. I think I could get with that. It's just so weird, though. It's just so weird. Why not just abracadabra, Secret Wars? Somebody touches flick, snaps the Infinity Gauntlet, made everything go back to a universe. Now there's Fantastic Four. Now there's X-Men. T'Challa's back. Whoa, T'Challa's back. Or they don't even mention how T'Challa's back. It's just like the universe never killed him, and they just keep going. And there's another actor playing T'Challa. I'll do it that way. And yeah, it's a stumper, right? Because I got to see it executed. So I think I'd be with it, just so long as it's not TJ.
All right, I was about to go down another rabbit hole, but I'm not.
Let's not.
We
Don't
want to get
into
into
gotta wrap it up. We were supposed to only be here for like 20 minutes, bro. And we've been having this conversation.
Oh, you know that's
for
not gonna happen with
a
me.
good 45 minutes.
Can I say one thing about Jonathan Majors though?
I feel like you want to throw something back at She Dressed Me Too, right? Like, so just throw that out there, and then we let that be your parting shot.
I will not. She Dressed Me. Do you want to do a stream right after these guys are done? Because
Hey, y'all can hop on there. That'll be fun.
I'll send you the link. But to Jonathan Majors, I just feel like the one charge making it and one charge sticking, I think is an improbable situation. I think the jury is going to be like, yeah, this guy dialed 911 for her health. Like, there's no way we're going to continue this and say that after she lies about the laceration, because obviously he didn't open hand slap her and lacerate her ear because she's perfectly fine. Obviously the finger was good because, yeah, as we all played basketball, we all know about the jammed finger, right? So we know she's lying about those things. Are we going to say, yeah, but it was a harassment by third degree because we got to give him that charge? No,
I mean, I have seen that go down. I have seen that go down, and that's one of the unpredictable things. But like, I have seen that bit go down to where it's like, nope, not guilty here, but we can't say that you're innocent here. Like, we have to say that you're guilty on this charge that's less because you actually did do that. Because it does take less to do harassment. So like, I know what you're saying. And I don't see how the jury comes out of this and says he assaulted her, because to me it's not like 100% conclusive until we see the evidence. But yeah, I've seen shit go down. I've seen shit go down like that. What's LB in here saying? I want to highlight Vito before we got out here. What's LB down here saying?
Hey.
Y'all still talking about recasting? We just finished, LB. We just finished. Look, T'Challa. I mean, not T'Challa. Look at me. Chillmonger. Is there anything you want to say out here before we get out?
That's it. Thank you for the 45 minutes.
Hey, no problem, bro. Hey, look, dog. Anytime. Look, the reason why I enjoy this shit so much, and Chillmonger knows. I don't know why I'm calling you T'Challa. Chillmonger knows that, like, bro, I just fuck with the fact that you can have like debates. I like to debate. I like to talk back and forth. Like, that's why I got wrapped into this shit for 40 minutes. I like just going back and forth on this shit. I do this shit all day in text messages and shit. That's just what I like to fucking do. And it's rare that you can find somebody on the internet that you can do that shit with and shit not go left with like this calling motherfuckers idiots or hate bait. Like, I understand his opinion for the most part. I think he understands my opinion for the most part. And I think we understand to agree to disagree. By the end of the day, like, I fuck with you, Chillmonger. Everybody go subscribe to Chillmonger's channel if you're in here and you're not subscribed already. Other than that, bro, if it's Saturday, my man's is still streaming, right? If it's Saturday, you still streaming. And he's streaming a lot more. And he's streaming a lot more. He's out here a lot more. You need to hit the notification bell over there with him too, because my boy be streaming like shit. You never know.
I see him going through my my page all day, man. Everything, bro. Just sliding down. It's Chillmonger's live. Chillmonger live.
Chillmonger. Hey, he's that dude. So yo, go fuck with my boy Chillmonger. Again, appreciate you coming in here. Justin, I appreciate you because you was kind of like, we ain't do a 2-on-1. There was a little bit of 2-on-1. We didn't go full 2-on-1. So look, I appreciate that conversation. But either way, much love. I see you. Justin, do you want to do rapid fire real quick? Look, we at one.
Let's say that. Let's say that
real quick. Huh?
Yeah, let's hit it, bro.
All right, let's hit. Look, we got rapid fire here. 3 topics that Justin has no idea of. Hopefully, my wife's not gonna come down here before we finish it. But we got rapid fire number 1. I got a personal gripe with Justin.
Oh, by the way, Vito, man, we don't know if he's good or not, bro.
Majors is good in the show. The show is good, but we don't know if
in the show he's good. In the show he's good.
You watch the show, Vito. I think you would like it. But number 1, personal gripe with Justin, because I see me and Justin, we be in different circles and shit, and I be seeing Justin talk in the chats and shit. And somebody was talking about Spider-Man 2. And my man Justin came in here with these gripes on Spider-Man 2. People have been out here complaining about Spider-Man 2. And I'm sitting here like, look, people out here, fuck this. We about to get me on the big screen. People been out here, people been out here talking about how Spider-Man 2 don't got content. It was too quick to play. Justin got through that shit quick. I
never said that part though.
I'm still, and Justin didn't say that part, but I'm still at motherfucking like 68%. And I've been going ham on this shit because I've been enjoying the fucking map, doing every fucking thing the way they want you to do. All this to say, for real, it's out there that people aren't really thinking that this game is as great as some people are saying that it is. There are people out there saying that this game is like an 8 out of 10. IGN rated this game an 8 out of 10, even though they happen to say that this game was better than the previous 2 games that they rated a 9 out of 10. My whole rapid fire thing here is Justin and you can come back to this question, is Justin, like, what the fuck is up with rating this game? Is expectations too high? Why are people all over the place? Why do you not give it a 10 out of 10?
Bitch, you know why I don't give it a 10.
Invincible 2 Season 2 is coming out. I'm hella hyped for it. Invincible was the best surprise that came out like the year that it did, because I had no expectations of even watching that show, and I did, and it was the best show that I watched all year. So Invincible Season 2, it's coming out this Thursday, I believe. I cannot wait to see that shit. I just want to know what Justin's thoughts are, because he is a little bit weak when it comes to the gore and to all this stuff, right? You ain't really
I'm a bitch when that shit comes out, bro.
I'm just curious to see what he thinks about the excitement around it and everything there. And this one might be an easy one. Like, this rapid fire honestly might be an easy rapid fire for Justin, because this last one is the South Park Panderverse, highlighting the issues of pandering that is in Hollywood, primarily with Disney, primarily with the one and only company, Star Wars, opening up old wounds that might have felt healed after Ahsoka season 1, feel to be reopened up after this Pandaverse thing, because people are it's talking about it. It's kind of taking off. I mean, it's South Park, it's actually pretty fucking good. So Justin, where do you want to sink your teeth in?
Wait, is that the Kathleen Kennedy shit that's been going around?
Kathleen Kennedy shit, the cartoon shit that's been going around, bro.
I'm not really like touched up on that.
I feel like I knew what you were going to get at on this one. So just go ahead and get at it.
Which one did you think I was going to get at?
I thought you was going to get at Spider-Man shit, because I was going to.
I am. Okay. First of all, this is to Josh. Okay, Josh. He said I said that it was lacking. What's it called?
Content,
bruh. Content? No, Josh. I did not say that.
Oh, okay. That wasn't you.
No, that was not me.
Oh, okay,
I said the game was great, except for the way they sold that shit. The way they sold it is my whole gripe. Okay. The fact that they gave me this beautiful PS5 with the beautiful, nice looking art and stuff with this beautiful, sexy controller, and I don't get the deluxe version.
Still on this shit.
PS5, what the fuck y'all doing?
Got the deluxe version too, right? Right, you still on this shit?
Say that again.
Got the deluxe version too, right? Like shit worked out, didn't it?
I had to buy it again.
It didn't cost you no extra money though, did it?
It did. So that's why I had an issue with freaking PS5. Also, not to mention, they released this beautiful PS5, but then the same week that this game releases, they say, oh yeah, guess what? We're doing the slim version too. Why didn't y'all release that with this game?
Be glad that you actually got the ability to put disc in your game. Look, it sounds to me that your issues here are personal. Sounds like the issue.
No, those are stupid. Those you can't tell me those ain't stupid. That's no. It's smart by them. It's smart by them.
Well,
I give them that.
I say it's personal because I'm playing Spider-Man and have not experienced a single thing that you're talking about.
That's because you had a fucking PS5 first.
But that's why it's personal. Because if you was on Team PS5, the whole
no, I am out here.
You should have been. Then you wouldn't have had to worry about that from the get-go. You fucked up in it. You fucked up on the first place because nobody buys those shits. You shouldn't have bought the shit that got the whole Spider-Man. Nobody buys those, bro.
What else am I gonna play on PlayStation?
You just get
Call of Duty.
Slim. Just get the PlayStation Slim shit, like the actual Slim shit.
No.
You can't go into spending extra money willingly and then complain that you had to spend extra money. Look, Justin fucking got bread, bro. Justin got bread.
I don't.
Justin ain't cheap. All right, Justin is not a cheapskate. Me, on the other hand, I'm a motherfucking cheapskate because I gotta be. I got kids.
I didn't have a PS5. I didn't have a PS5.
And you went and bought a whole PS5 to play Spider-Man.
Well, I'm gonna start running some 2K. Okay.
There we go. He's in the shit.
So no, they did some great. It's not even. It's mainly the part that
you can't hide money, bro. You can't hide money. When motherfuckers got money, you see that shit. And look at them up.
You know what, TR? Shut up, bro. Finish the game.
TR, yeah. TR, like, yo, my man.
Finish the game, TR. First, and
y'all should have seen him looking at these microphones and he talking about getting a whole set. I was trying to look out for him because I got this microphone. This shit was like 129. This shit sounded good as fuck.
Sorry, I wanted to have good audio for our show.
I was like, hey, bro, like you wanna cop this shit here because this shit cheap. It's a lot less than that than the mixer. Like, nah, bro. He's spending bread.
So again, sorry, I wanted to get good stuff for the show. To give the people what they want.
He getting bread, bro. So with that being said, this gripe is personal.
No, it's not. It's I'm speaking for all the people. Again, bro. All I'm saying, man, look, the PS5 itself, is it shady as fuck that they gave us this beautiful PS5 and then announced that they're going to do a slim version right afterwards? Yes, it is. But they should have given us the deluxe version. That's my main gripe. The fact that this PS5 did not come with the deluxe version is insane.
Can I ask you something important?
What? I know the way you're looking at me right now. It's about to annoy me, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Is it possible that you could have ordered the deluxe version, but maybe you went through and you saw that you were getting the game and you assumed that you would be getting the deluxe version of what you ordered, but they had the deluxe version out there?
No, because they give you this.
What's that?
They give you a voucher for the game, and it is not the deluxe version.
What's the voucher for?
The regular version with no skins. No, it didn't release early. Yeah, that's what they give.
That doesn't say deluxe on that thing.
Exactly.
So you only had one option.
Kendall, I needed the PS5 either way. If I wanted to get the other PS5, it was only $50 cheaper than getting this one. So I'm getting the one with the fancy looking stuff on it. Okay, Kendall? And not to mention, I got a cool controller. You don't have it.
Hear me out. You're telling me there wasn't. I'm just making sure because sometimes I bought shit and I didn't look at all the options. But you're just telling me, are you 100% sure that there wasn't an option for you to spend $10 more on that console? That
there was not an option. No, there was not an option.
Did you buy it in person or you bought it online?
You had to buy it online.
Okay. I'll rest my case then. No, they should have definitely given you an option to buy the deluxe version. Or the standard version. So I definitely
what I thought they were gonna do is I thought they were gonna let you at least
it's ludicrous.
Enter the code in.
It's ludicrous to think that I wouldn't expect to get the deluxe version. What's going on, Darth Hu Yang?
No, I'm not saying I expected the deluxe version, but I at least thought they would let me enter in the code first and make sure I just can't play it until the 20th. But what they've done before is where you can get that code, enter in the code before, and then also just pay the difference of the deluxe version.
I ain't never had that with 2K.
I've had that on the Xbox before.
Okay. I
So
ain't
it
never.
looks like PS5 needs to step up their shit.
Look, you don't come at PS5 like that, bro. You don't come at PlayStation like that, bro. I'm gonna just keep it real.
I'm a PC guy.
I'm gonna keep it about. You don't come at PlayStation like that. Like PlayStation did nothing to deserve that. Yes, you got the deluxe version. Yes, you got the regular version. Yes, it was wrong. It's fucked up. They should have gave you an option to spend $10 more and get that deluxe version. But at the end of the day, you thought you were paying $60. And you know what? To be fair, fuck, you buying the whole system.
Yeah,
Give you the shit. I get it. But all that aside, the game in
there's
itself.
no but.
All that aside, just you can't put that in the rearview mirror and just give me an unbiased 10 out of 10 for this game.
No, because I don't like the ending.
Okay. I ain't got to the ending. I'm gonna be real. I just got to the point where I can't use Venom no more, and it's sucking it out of me. Pause. I don't want to go. Like I'm just like, damn. I got to that point, bro.
There's only one part, and you'll know it when you get there. Because I kind of no, I didn't, but you'll know it when you get there. There's one part that I just don't like as much, but still a 9 out of 10. It's a great game. I had a lot of fun beating it. Can't wait to play it again. But I had to take a break because I played
5 out of 10?
The first one.
9?
It's a 9. It's a 9.
9.5.
Because the reason why I say that is this. No, it's a 9 because it affects what my issue affects what's going to happen probably in the next one. So
what about the downloaded content? Now DLC that could be coming out. That give you a 10 out of 10 if it's fire. You bump it up 10.
If I have to pay for it, no.
You gotta pay for it.
If I have to pay for it, no.
You got the deluxe version. I'm pretty sure you probably won't have to pay for it.
Well, I do have the deluxe version now because remember I paid for it
because he paid for the deluxe version. Look, I hear you. Look, to me, man, this game is a 10 out of 10. I haven't had this much fun playing. This game has proved to me why I didn't get 2K, bro. This game to me is proof why I didn't get 2K. The improvements that they've had on this game, the amount of fun that I've had on this game. Like I said, bro, I'm only like 60. I think I'm like 67% done because I pretty much leveled up my dude as far as I wanted to level him up. He's got full leveled all the way up on health, leveled all the way up on damage, almost all the way up on travel. Like my Peter skills are like a 72. My Miles skills are like at a 69. Like both of them skills are like at a 62. My Spider-Man is like a 41. And I'm at the point now where I'm ready to rock and I feel like I played the game how they wanted people to play it. I don't know what you was doing, but I feel
I was demon mode.
I feel like for me in my house, I'm playing the game how they wanted to play it by doing these side missions on the way to doing the regular mission. Like when Peter be like
demon mode.
When they be like, all right, maybe I can help out New York. I actually go help out New York. But nah,
bro. Look, no one's going to help out New York in one day.
What I did last year, what I did when I played Spider-Man 2 the first time, I did just go straight through the missions. I was like, fuck all these side shits. Like I do a little bit of them, but like when I realized what they were, I just went straight on for the mission shits. But this time I was like, nah, dude, my Spidey about to be like badass. I don't want to like waste my time like getting into. I don't want this shit to be too hard. Like this shit's still hard, even though I'm leveled up. But I don't want this shit to be too hard. Your boy got hip to the parrying. I'm nice with the parrying now. So I'm barely dodging. Like I'm pretty much just trying to parry everything. So I'm nice with that. But I also might need a new controller because my shit's like veering to the left a lot right now.
I can't lie, man. I'm an Xbox guy, so when I had to play with these things, these are nice controllers. I like them.
That is the only reason why I've always been a place. All real hitters know, at least if you're born in 1993 or below, that you went.
I mean, you let it slip earlier today, so I was
you went PlayStation, but that was unintentional. This was going to be intentional. Look, you went PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2.
Yep.
You bought the PlayStation 3, but didn't fuck with it, so you ended up going with the Xbox. You go from the Xbox to the PlayStation 4. Then from there to the PlayStation 5. Look, the Xbox 360, it belongs to be up there, should be up there with the PlayStation 2 and the PS4s of the world when it comes to the greatest consoles in the world.
Yeah.
The
Xbox One. I didn't get the PS5 or
PS4. Yeah, to me, the Xbox One was like, it never looked intriguing to me. I had the decision to buy the Xbox One or the PlayStation 4. And a lot goes into this shit too, is like what team you're on, because it could either be like because people that you grew up with playing in high school with have always been on PlayStation, and that's the game that you've been with. For me, like that's what made me really go to Xbox 360. Well, one, and that the online play was so much better on Xbox 360 than what it was on PlayStation 3. And PlayStation 3 sounded like it was about to blow up whenever you were playing. So that's what made me go Xbox 360. But what brought me back to this PlayStation 4, one, that controller, like going back from that Xbox 360 to the PlayStation 4 controller, I was never able to go back. Like I just couldn't consider, because I didn't buy the PlayStation. I played the PlayStation 4 before I got it. So like I just couldn't consider going back. So I mean, and now I got my PlayStation 4 homies, my PlayStation homies on the game. So I don't think I'll ever go to Xbox.
I mean, now that I got a PC, which C-Dub, I built my own PC. But whenever, I mean, there's no point in having an Xbox if you have a PC. So, but
hey, look, it's been a good time. We've been talking. I got one more thing on here for us to talk about Loki episode 5. But we got to get on out of this bitch. And Loki, I got to say is Loki episode 5 is about to be wild. I do see how people can think it's going to be filler, because if what goes down, like you said before in their stream, I mean, I can see how people can call it filler, because if we end up at the same spot, remember what you said last time about him trying to do it twice, like he's going to do it and try to. You said that he would do it. I know you said he would do it again, but if I remember what I credit you for in my video that I'm working on, you said that he did it twice, right?
Did what twice? What part
twice? He's going to try to save the TVA twice.
I think it's going to be like at least 3 times. I think he's going to go back, fail once, and then get time slipped or something.
He's going to do it twice.
I think he's going to do it like 3 times.
Okay.
But I'm now thinking it's going to be at least one. The one time he's going to fail, and then at least another time. And then I think after seeing all that trailer, the second time he's going to just time slip all the way back or whatever. And that's when we're going to get that.
Okay, see, in my mind, I think he's time slipping back already. And like this episode 5 is him time slipping all the way back, going to go try to meet everybody in the TVA, restarting this shit. Or even if he time slips back, if he time slips back in episode 5 to the past TVA, and like he's at the point to where he's just trying to restart the loop, and we're running through this whole thing over again through pretty much the whole season, and just to end up back where we were for him to go get pushed back like we saw in episode 4, then I can see how they say episode 5 is filler. But to me, that's like, it's not really filler though, because you're explaining how he's going to be using this in episode 6 to defeat it. Now I'm thinking about it, makes more sense for episode 6 to be the moment to where he's going even further back, to where he's going to have to work harder to try and stop this, because he's going to get pushed further back and have to go find Mobius and all these people before they got in the TVA and talk to them then. So I can see that even being something further. Who knows what the fuck is going to happen? Dude, let's be real. Nobody had any idea of what happened in the last 10 minutes of that episode.
Bro, I'm like very shocked that they were able to keep that under wraps.
To have Victor Tomlin be dissipated, like, bro, shout out to Josh for not spoiling that. Because, dog, like, that shit, and that shit, I was shocked for sure, dog. So we don't really have, let's be real, we don't have no fucking idea what's going to happen, but we do know that where we're going to end up is with Loki on top of the TVA. I think we're going to be going to the beginning of the loop. Mobius said, "I like to shake the hand of the guy who pulled me out and brought me to the TVA." Oh my god!
C-Dub dropping some dimes right now.
C-Dub dropping bombs. I might have to make a late submission and go back and put an audio track in my goddamn video and talk about
damn C-Dub dropping a bomb right there.
I don't wait a minute. Oh fuck, that's timey-wimey though. That's timey-wimey. That's very timey-wimey. Because if Loki is the reason why Mobius would be there the whole entire time,
dude, that's
very timey-wimey, because all of this stuff was supposed to be in place before Loki even time slipped the first time, before Loki got involved the first time.
That means this loop is going like way more than what we thought it was, bro.
Yeah. That means that Loki
was interesting
though. That means that Loki was already in the loop. Like if Loki was the one to bring him into the TVA, that means that Loki was already
Mobius just said that last episode.
He did just say that. He did just say less. I remember him
And they
saying like,
do foreshadow a lot.
yeah, like they do, and it's just like, bro,
Carl, that's
that,
loopy.
that's very timey-wimey, bro. That is loopy. That's very timey-wimey for me. When is Deadpool 3 releasing? Nobody fucking knows at this
We
point.
got a while,
It probably won't be until like November of next year. And to be real, that's an L. But
that's a conversation for another day type stuff.
That is. But look, we're gonna get out of here. We got the watch party coming up this Thursday. Justin, are you down to do like we did last week and to do a little bit of a show? Like, want to give them we want to give y'all a little bit of a preview of what's to come after Loki ends, because after Loki ends, Thursday streams are going to be regular fucking streams like this.
Thursday streams.
We're going to give you a taste of that. So come through. I know y'all might want to be in other watch parties, but ain't no other watch party giving you an actual entertaining ass show. Look, say what you want about this show. It's so fucking entertaining.
We had some fun today, man.
The show is fucking entertaining. So you want to come back and get entertained before you go to whatever other watch party you want to go to just to watch somebody watch something, go ahead. But come fuck with us. Like my man Daniel Fisher said, go over there, like, subscribe, and of course, hit that subscribe.
Appreciate it, Daniel.
On Justin's channel. One of these days, I'm going to get it in the description.
Dude, real quick, why don't you just do a description, and then when you're copy, because all you gotta do is put up the last stream and then add your stuff.
That's what I do now. But
I love you, man. Never change.
But at the end of the day, when I come in here and I'm doing this shit, like it is like the description is like number 8 on my list of shit that I need to do. But you know what? One of these days, I'm just gonna be like, after I copy and paste the description, I'm gonna go to your channel and I'm going to copy the link and I'm gonna put it in the description, and then it'll be there forever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You'll never have to change it.
You'll never have to change it
until you do like yeah.
Microsoft Notes. It's too. Look, I got too much shit running through my head.
As I said, man, Kendall, I love you, man. Never change.
Like
never change. Never change.
You know, one thing that will change me? Losing some of these fucking responsibilities. That would be good.
Just got dad now, so
no, not that responsibility. I'm talking about fucking work.
That too.
Fucking work.
Hey,
you know,
man.
Yeah, you know, then I could, if I could not have to work, then I could put you in the motherfucking description. But until then, I'm gonna have to get to it when I get to it. With that being said, thank y'all all for hanging out. Thank you to the best go-host on YouTube, Justin, for hanging out with your boy. This is Nerds Underground. We got more videos coming out. The boys are getting on the Real Gang back soon too after Loki stops, because I gotta get on that Real Gang like shit. The revenue's going down. Gotta get on the Real Gang. So with that being said, be on the lookout for content. We'll see you in the next one. I really need to make an outro for these shits. Damn it. Tried to do